You resolved this with Callista's magic. They are now unconscious on the floor for what, about a minute? About 60 seconds? Alright. You don't... You
Yeah,
can,
1 minute.
Okay. So... You're there, and Corinna is looking, is... What was it? Is there and just looking at you all. She's standing behind, I believe it was, Kyra? Or is Callista? Okay, standing behind Callista, and, and says, it seemed really beautiful, but I don't think that's always the truth. I think I'd like to go home.
Do you think you can get home safe on your own?
Is the road dangerous?
No more so than usual. We certainly encountered no problems getting to this point.
Probably less dangerous than staying here, though. They're only out for like a very short amount of time, and if they really do want to eat you, we should probably figure out a way to.
Kiki, would you do the honors?
Oh yeah.
Honors?
You may what? Callisto, you maybe just kind of turn her away and take her a little aside here. I'm gonna pull out my great axe. Well, I've obviously already had my great axe, and I'm gonna go to one of the little goatlings who's snoring away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna like kind of just line up my axe over its little neck.
Kyra just... Okay. Kyra's just making notes. Sorry, go on.
I'm just gonna take a swing.
Okay. These goatlings have a small enough armor class, and you have enough of an advantage here that I'm not going to make you roll. If you want to finish any of the goatlings off, you can. Is this all of them? Is this all of them? All right. Karina just sort of holds on to Callie tight as there's just these.
Yeah, I will kind of like lead her facing away towards the opening quickly as possible.
And as she's just walking away, you just hear these thwack, thwack, crunching sounds as these goatlings are one by one brought to an end. One final goatling laying underneath your axe, not yet dead before you swing, who just mutters something about elderberry, and then it's done. And
I imagine that Trey and Euphemian are kind of just standing there and be like, "Oh yeah, good to, yeah, oh
Yeah.
clean shot." What do you think?
yes, quite.
Yeah, not Euphemian is accepting that this is, the best way to deal with a fallen foe, but not taking any particular joy in it.
Oh no, don't worry. Trey isn't taking joy in it. He's just like very like, "Oh, that's actually a really nice shot. Good show."
It's like an academic thing more than a bloodthirsty thing.
Oh, 100%. It's like, "Oh yeah, very nice. Oh, look at that shot. Oh, just perfect
Hey,
technique."
could you stop with the commentary? I know what the hell I'm doing.
I know,
Okay.
but it's great. Just kidding. God, I just wanted to like watch your technique.
So, one by one they're gone, and Kyra's just sort of unhappily making notes. Not to say she disapproves, but not to say that this is a joyful event either. And Corina just looks back at Callista, and just goes, my friends and I mean, they're in there.
You said they smelled like burning?
I smelled. I was down there, and it was beautiful. It was wonderful. And then it wasn't. it really, really suddenly wasn't. Lorius, he told me that maybe I should look into... I'm sorry, I don't feel well.
Out of curiosity, am I getting a sense of any deception here?
Sure, roll an insight.
That's a 13.
Okay. At a 13, basically she, at 13, she seems scared. She seems very sincere. What you get from her is the idea that she is genuinely traumatically unwilling to talk about what is going on right now.
What did you say your other friends were?
You asked her their names. Let me see 1 second.
So we can like figure out what's going.
She says it's hazy. I'm trying to. I sort of forgot a lot while I was in there. But we're the only humans. There's Sostrate. She's like really like pressuring. You see her like trying to concentrate as she's like thinking about this. She doesn't seem fully. She seems like her mind is like she's trying to regain her mind, if that makes sense. Kelly, make a medicine check.
That was a natural 20 for a 22.
Natural 20. Okay, perfect. Give me just a second. While I'm double checking my notes here. There we go. And she's like, when you're looking at her, she's like, Lysandra? Cleon? You see her eyes partially glazed over. And you realize that she's not lying. And you don't see traces of magic. Medically, there's something wrong with her mind. Something has altered her awareness and her senses. And she's like, and like, you know when you wake up and you're trying to, and you sort of briefly forget everything in the world for like 5 seconds? You see her trying to push all of these facts to the forefront of her mind. Because something...
It's more like being drugged than like being charmed. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that kind of...
Yeah, that's more accurate.
Now, she had just come out of the trees, right? Like, is there another... I don't recall the description of where we are. Was there another structure? Or she just came through the trees?
She came out of the bushes. Like, seemed to be maybe trying to hide on the bushes. But
Okay.
that's where she was, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to ask her if she can give us an idea of how far she might have traveled before she saw us. Like when she got away, and what direction maybe?
Let me see. You ask her, and she says, south? She points southward. There's 7 pillars south of you, like in a semicircle, but then further down, there's a path into the woods where the trees are sort of parted. And she's pointing that way as she's trying to recall everything.
Okay.
In an attempt to kind of calm her a little bit and ground her, I'm gonna start
You're gonna start what?
braiding her hair.
Okay, roll a performance. It's wonderful. The both ends of the spectrum with Kiki and Callista's actions this session.
Already.
17.
17. Alright, you start, you reach to start braiding her hair. When you do... And she jumps back. As you're starting to do that.
I'm sorry. I thought maybe it would like help.
No.
I don't have to touch you. I understand.
No, it's
I get it.
you're fine. I know you're trying to help. And she's playing with her hair. She was holding you a minute ago. She was not upset by anything you did. It was, for some reason, the very literal act of braiding her hair was what really upset her. And that was, and then she just sort of like pulled her hair away from you, just like, no, I know you're trying to help. Everybody's so nice to me. I think you might really actually be nice. Thank you. You said that the road home was clear? Okay.
It was.
We certainly encountered no troubles getting here.
Okay. I'm gonna try and go home.
What time of the day is it right here at PM?
Your microphone's doing the thing again. I would say it
Oh.
would be like the afternoon. If she were to leave right now, she would probably get there towards sundown, but not like in the middle of the night.
Okay.
And she goes, okay, I'm gonna try and go.
Can you take care of yourself on the road there, girl?
I think so. I'm gonna sit down for a minute outside the forest.
Okay, when you get back to town, and I'm gonna pull out my notes and just start flipping through them, and I'm gonna say, you'll run into probably two guards, named Nausicaa and Koyos, I believe, and just tell them that the daughter of Pythor sent you back and that you're good to go and said that you're good to go into the city.
Okay.
They might try to stop you, but like just say that you're with the daughter of Pythor.
Did they change their policy? Because last time I just told them that I needed to go through.
Yeah, a little bit.
They seem a little confused.
Okay, me too. Thank you. And she like looks at.
Oh,
Hmm?
and take this, and I'm gonna give her one of my daggers,
She takes the dagger,
just in case.
and she looks at you, and she hugs you again, really tightly. You see over her shoulder, Kyra's just smiling at you. And she just, and then Karina just lets go and goes, "Thank you." And she looks at the little goatlings on the floor and just, and doesn't say anything else as she leaves. You guys are now in this magical forest, by yourselves, with Kyra. It is anyone's action.
Well, I hope she doesn't have too many nightmares.
I hope she has dreams ahead of her still.
Well, at least we have some idea of what we're walking into. Though, it's a bit concerning.
Yeah,
Okay.
how many more of them do you think there are?
Kyra just sort of opens her mouth, doesn't have anything to say. She just,
We just have to go in with our guards up.
I tried to watch over the traveling races, and I felt like I had done enough with the. I don't have a lot of notes on this place. I can't give you a lot of exposition.
Well, it seems at the very least there are a few others potentially in danger. I think it might be wise to hasten as much as possible.
And although there are those we need to help and to protect, if they are in any state that this little girl was in, we may be in more of a fight than we think.
Kyra goes, you don't think we'll have to fight them, do you?
I hope not. That's my hope.
Right? We're supposed to talk to Delphine, right?
This is true. So this lady who is doing these awful things, that's who we have to talk to.
Do you think if we go in there swinging, you think you'll get the answers you need?
No, but I think out of everything, we need to help those people more. I don't need answers yet. That's not important to me. Let's help whoever is there right now, if they can be helped.
You just see Kyra just looks at Krarin and says, I like writing about you.
Almost creepy, but I know where we're at. I understand our situation. I am
No, in the
okay with that.
for the ballad, for the overall story, the shipping thing that's separate. I wouldn't tell you about that.
I understand. Okay, well, let's go then. And Ray just kind of starts stalking, like,
Mm-hmm.
just trying to make sure there's no danger or whatever. I mean, Cray's a dumb shit. Whatever. He's just gonna go and like trying to get himself killed and try to find whatever danger if there's anything.
Yeah.
As Cray walks away, Callista's like flipping through her notes, and she just goes, Demetria, not Delphine. Demetria.
I love this. I love this. This is great. What was it? I was wondering, and I love the way that you're great. You're great at what you do. Okay, let me double check one note.
It's a D name. They're all interchangeable.
That's true.
Cray.
It's a K name.
It's a KC name.
It's a KC name,
It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Euphemia's the only one without that hard K noise.
Yep.
Which is really funny if you think about it, because he's also the tallest.
So you
I
guys.
don't know what that has to do with anything.
One of these things is not.
You have you have to be different. You have to be different. That's all.
So, where do you guys want to go? Are you going south? You guys head south past the 7 pillars. Let me just cue everything up. It is. You can see the 7 pillars are tall stones covered in moss in a half circle. You can tell they've been here for a very long time. Possibly some place of worship that's faded a long time ago. Maybe something. This place might have been more hundreds of years ago, perhaps. What was it? So, as you guys are walking through, let me double check. As you guys are walking through, you hear a sound. Krarin, warrior monk, you hear a sound. What you hear is a scuffling, scratching noise coming from the bushes just below you. One small part of the bushes, the leaves rustled, and something.
I'm gonna hold up my hand.
And Kyra stops. Her quill stops, and just you see something moving through. You have a moment.
Catch that?
Did we all see that, or is it just?
Yeah.
You would see it if he pointed it out.
Yeah. So I'd be like, and that goes around, and I'd be like that, and like just show everybody.
Just movement in the bushes. We don't actually
Yeah.
see what's there.
No, it's
Oh,
very
they don't-
whatever it is. It's small.
Did it go in front of us though? I thought it went like,
No.
across.
No, it's ahead of you.
Okay.
I gotta fire off a ray of frost.
Okay. Roll an attack roll. Roll an attack roll. A disadvantage. Sorry.
Oh, I mean, I find it hard to believe I'm gonna get worse than that, but
Did you, let me see. What number did you get?
I
10.
rolled a 4, so I got a total of 10 versus 15.
Okay, 1 second.
It hits Cray. No.
You. The frost hits the bush, and the bush, like ice crystals form along it, just instantly chills over, and you hear, and there's something just moves through, and running out, you see, swift as a bolt, swift as the dragon lord that fell upon you ages ago, just you see this squirrel looking at all of you.
What's that dude from
Grat.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. Oh, yeah, do it. Squeak, squiddle, squeak. No, I'm kidding. So this, how big is it? Like, does it look like a squirrel? Like a
Yeah,
regular
it's a squirrel. It's a squirrel.
Okay, squirrels are different sizes in different parts of the country.
I'm sure it's not
It's
the
squirrel
size
size
of
from my reference of squirrels. I don't know how else to articulate that.
Are you okay, little buddy?
Roll an animal handling check.
Oh, yeah, that's. Oh, actually, well,
Let's see, you have
we'll see.
+3.
What is that here? Oh, 22! Holy shit, guys!
You roll 22, and it looks at you.
I try. Can I take a little something and try to, like, feed it? Like something rations, like a nut or something from my ration, kind of feed it.
Okay, yeah, you try and feed it. It walks up to you.
Are you okay, buddy?
Walks over, takes the nut, and just looks and eats it and looks at all of you. With your animal handling, it seems to be suspicious of all of you. Like, it's like, I don't trust any of you. It's kind of, but it's eating its nut with great caution as it watches over you.
Just be okay there, buddy. Don't.
Is it like making real squirrel sounds?
Real
or
squirrel
just-
sounds. Real squirrel sounds.
Okay. It's not like
Can
making
you
Ben
talk to
talking.
squirrels?
I apparently can talk to this squirrel.
All questions about this squirrel will end in "it's a squirrel." Just people are asking several squirrel-based questions.
I'm gonna go ahead and just pull out my loot, and for the first time ever, I'm gonna use that animal friendship.
Yes.
Oh yes. Okay.
We're turning this into a Disney freaking adventure.
Hey, you know, it's a crazy
Oh.
thing. He needs to be a bloody princess for like one day, like 5 minutes. Let him be a princess.
Yeah, it's almost a puppy.
Go for the eyes,
What?
Boo. Go for the eyes.
Let me think. Yeah. So it has to. What was it? Let me see.
I like that the material component for this spell is a morsel of food.
Yes, and it's already been given, right? It's like, can I say that I gave it already, or do you have to do it?
I think I can use my the loot as my
So you play the lute to convey friendship to this thing, magically enchanted, and it looks at you. And it throws the nut right at your head. It just hits you right in the head. Perfect bullseye. And just like runs
Sorry, buddy.
runs
Okay,
and
bye.
scampers and hides behind one of the pillars.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Kyra looks at you.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't need you. for anything.
Do you need me to tune that lute for you?
Sure. And I'll hand it to her, since apparently it's her blessing that gives it this ability.
I want you to roll Arcana, Callista.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yes.
Why not? Why not? Oh, that's a 6. Big 6.
Okay. You're not quite sure what went wrong, and she looks at it and goes, it's tuned right? I don't... Maybe
Mechanically, I think I know what happened, but...
it's this strong-willed squirrel. Off in the distance, and she hands you the loot back.
Can we take a... I mean, I'm not gonna go directly to the pillar that the one squirrel went to, but can I look at these pillars? Like, is there something... I don't know, special on them? Is there... I don't know.
I want you to roll a religion check.
Okay. I rolled a 14.
When you look at these pillars, what you're noticing is that they, this seems to be, long forgotten, but what was it? It's long forgotten, but when you entered the forest, you saw a statue to side on. It seems this was an area of worship very long ago that has no longer used as such. Things have changed significantly over the past 500 years. And what you can tell is that for the foul goatlings and strange squirrels and whatever Karina is going through, this stopped being the Titan's holy ground some time ago.
Okay. So, like, do I notice, like, because there's, like, the 7 pillars and all that stuff, like, do I know if that relates to, like, the gods and the Titans? Like, you know, like, do I know this used to be a temple, we were told that a very long time ago. But do I know it's, like one temple, all the same temple type thing? Like, when you go into an area, that's a temple.
This is all one, this is all seems to be part of the same design. So it seems to be for one united thing. Whether that's for, someone disconnected. I hope they come back soon because it's...
Euphemian?
We lost both.
Oh, okay.
There.
Okay, that messes with our stream for just... Okay. Well, that does actually affect our stream.
I think I see them walking around. It's kind of funny.
Okay. We're coming back. I guess we're just waiting. I don't know. Like I said, if this disconnects, then that's just where we are. That's our tech issues.
Oh wow, Callista's taking over both Callista and
She's-
Euphemian's windows.
She's grown in power, and she will not be stopped.
It's all
There it
because
is. There we
Callista. I love it. I love how. Oh no, there we go. Okay, that worked.
Okay.
I just.
I had
I
one.
think that worked actually.
I had one
That's
rule
perfect.
read, and you gotta contact your internet service provider because they just broke it.
Oh, he wants to talk to someone.
So
I have a whole bunch of 4-letter words that I could give them.
Like, dear.
Um, so, Jen, to answer your question, this all appears to be of the same unified design, but you don't have enough information as to whether it's all for the one god or titan.
Okay. The only reason I wanted to know is I wanted to see if there was like, if you know one temple, you know them all. So if you have like, oh, there's a temple, there's like 7 pillars. After this will be the entrance to bada bada. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that was what I was wondering if that
Yeah.
was something that I would know. But I guess with that roll, probably not. Okay.
No. Plus, the designs would have changed and stuff, so it wouldn't be.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. What would you guys like to do?
Well, as interesting as this has been, even though I was a bit vacant there for 2-3 minutes,
You just
perhaps
sort of
we
stare
should
off in the
head
distance.
south.
Sorry?
Perhaps we should continue onwards. I'm just concerned if there is something happening with these youths. I don't know if we should be letting squirrels distract us from our task.
I really don't think so.
As they say this, I'm gonna take a little bit more of those nuts and kind of just leave my little pile as I walk away.
I want you to roll animal handling with advantage.
Boy. Okay, let's try. Animal handling with advantage. Okay. So I rolled a 11.
11. Okay. We'll come back to that.
Oh boy.
You guys head southwards.
I'm Gronk. That's basically who I am.
You guys head southwards and onwards.
Oh, it's Kronk with a K.
The clearing gets a little wider as you go eastward, southward. Suddenly, as you're moving down, you see the large architecture opening up. You see the large architecture revealing itself. This huge temple. Several of the towering stone pillars covered in so many vines and moss that if you weren't already expecting it, you would almost think that they might be trees. The columns in rows. Tammy, what was it? Tammy, did you have a disconnect issue?
No.
Okay.
No, I was trying to type, and when I wasn't on the window, it did something to my camera, so I apologize.
No worries. The runes are old, unfathomably old, and you see a few ways in. Let me double check. You should see. The walls are broken and caved in to the east side of the map, leading into this temple. It's almost quiet. You hear birds chirping in the distance. You hear the rustling of different animals in the bushes that you get the feeling are watching you. And you do hear one squirrel, like far away, that seems to still be close by despite how far you've all moved. And Kyra's making notes. She was making notes on all of the wildlife. Kyra's getting very lush with the descriptions of the beautiful surroundings. But when you look at when you look here, she just is looking up at the temple. This is old. This is really... Huh. I'm missing whole chapters.
500 years ago?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I think I missed whole parts of this place.
Well, either way, what the girl told us with Demetria being here with her friends, and this place looks very mossy, so I'm thinking that this is definitely the place, and you were supposed to come and even talk to her, weren't you, Cray? To Demetria at the Mossy Temple.
I think both Callista and I were supposed to.
Both of you.
She's Percy's sister, I think?
Yes.
Does that mean she's also Sidon's daughter?
Kyra says, I think so? Yes. I mean, yes.
Should we be worried?
Well, Percy seemed kind enough.
Yeah.
So perhaps that's just because we'd helped her.
When you say Versi seemed kind of, Kyra gives you the most unconvinced smile. Like, see, that's something. Oh shoot! Hold on 1 second, guys. This is important. I gotta take care of something real fast. Sorry. I really, really hate to ruin the mood of this stream, those of you that are doing Twitch know there's something going on right now. We just got targeted for one of the hate raids, and it's very easy to stop if you get ahead of it in time, but it's something that I have to take care of immediately.
I don't know what that means. Anybody know what that
Anything?
means?
Oh, I see.
Basic.
You're welcome.
There is a number of very, very hateful, awful people have discovered tools that if they can have one person view your stream, they can set up a bot to send literally hundreds of people to spam hateful messages in a few seconds on your chat.
Oh
It's
my.
a really horrible thing that's happening on Twitch right now, and we just briefly got targeted for it, so I had to stop everything and ban. There's like a signal person that comes in and then basically sets things up, and I had to ban that person so that the stream can't, so they can't do that.
Oh wow.
So
I'm so sorry. I had no idea something like that ever happened. But I'm not really much of a.
it's
I mean, I watch us because that's awesome. But that's all I really want.
yeah,
That's all I know.
yeah, we got to figure that out. Hold on one second as well.
Yeah. So I guess okay. Sidon's daughter versus sister. I bet you it's gonna be just like the temple that we were at in the. We just have to go and find her.
All right, so I'm back. I had to take care of something. So you guys, yeah, you tell Kyra that you might just have to find her. Kyra says, the different children of the gods, I mean, they can be a lot. I mean, Pythor's daughters alone are very different, I'm told.
Well, let's go, I suppose.
All right, you move along the temple. There are, as you explore, you'll see there are basically there's one grand hall at the entrance, and there's two ways to enter it. Both lead to the grand hall, because one is the wall collapsed on the left side, or on the north side, and one is just the main entrance that was its intended use. You can go through either if you'd like. But
I don't think it really matters. Let's just go, I suppose.
which one would you prefer?
Maybe we should go through the front just to be respectful.
Respectful? Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, if she's watching us, we might as well be what we can before to get our answers.
Okay.
Or if someone else is watching us, you know.
I think we're being watched no matter what we do.
Kyra goes, but not judgmentally. I mean, I just want to write everything down.
I
Um,
don't think there's anything wrong with you, Kyra, watching it.
She blushes. You make your way to the main entrance. Soon enough, Krarin, you have your answer, because you see in this room a single massive statue of a man in a large cloak holding a scepter, and he's got a necklace over his head with a symbol of an eye in it, making it look like he has three eyes. A large flowing hair, and a tower of a man hunched over a little bit, almost as if the statue was deliberately made to be too big for this room.
Do I recognize it at all?
You recognize him immediately. This is an earlier depiction of Sidon, the Titan. He's holding in his right hand, his left hand is a scepter, in the right hand is a large mirror that he's just gripping, and the mirror is reflecting the sunlight from above down into a broken hole in the ground that seems to have been shattered into the floor that wasn't there originally. All around you, you see damaged wall, you see cracks in the wall and the floor, and holes in the wall, allowing you to go back further through what were not originally doors. this seems to have just been the main place that worshippers could enter and lay their offerings and respect, but now it's a venue to even further within the temple. And when you're in there, Kyra just looks and just says, I guess everyone's changed. So long ago.
So where the mirror is, right? So it's like reflecting light from wherever to go down into this little hole.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see kind of like where, like, is there something up in the ceiling, or is it just light? Like it's all empty and dead up there, like, or is there, light source that is deliberately
it's basically
supposed to send that there?
There's a part of the ceiling that's been broken open, to sort of allow the light in. I want you to roll an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation is. Two more.
I see it.
Natural 20, 23.
23, natural 20. Looking at the ceiling and looking here, the ceiling's damaged, but this part is broken open, and even the rocks were cleared away after that. So what happened here was done deliberately. Someone, something, some force deliberately did this to the temple, presumably long after it stopped being revered.
Kyra, you said he changed. Did you know him better than just, like, opposite sides of a war? Or...
Well, we didn't exactly talk a lot. We weren't friends. It's just, you see each other a lot when something like that's going on. And it's hard to forget that. And well, we've all gone through changes, but I think over time each of us has become more ourselves. I don't think I haven't seen him hold a scepter in a long time. Maybe ever. It's like a blade. And the mirror's new. This suggests wisdom. I never knew Sidon wanted to be known for his wisdom.
I want to look down the hole.
Okay.
But I don't want to fall in because it looks like really cracked. I kind of just want to be able to I don't want to fall into the ice. Let's put it that way.
So you want to look in, but you don't want to go down it.
No. I just want to kind of just peer down and see if you can see
Roll a perception check.
Oh nope, that's the wrong one, but it doesn't matter. Roll plus 5.
You look
I think
down.
I did
What was your total? It'd be like a 2. It'd be a 7.
Oh, didn't even matter. It was a 1, so plus 5 would have been like.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was a 2 because minus 1, so that'll be a 7. It didn't even matter.
So when you look down, the hole. It's too dark for you to see anything. But it smells lovely.
Oh. Well, that's interesting, guys. I don't see anything, but it smells heavenly. I'd like to go down there later.
Kyra goes, Craven, what does your elf nose smell exactly?
Like the woods. It smells home. It smells lovely.
That's nice. And she makes a note.
Cal, are you okay? Oh, I know where we're going with that, but Gray's too dumb.
My I said on Twitter a while ago, my favorite thing to do is to put a joke or pop culture reference in a scene where it would be on the players if they laughed, and that's my favorite thing. Anyway, so you all are in here right now. But yeah, it's you. What I can tell you, you don't get the sense that it's a small area. Like, it's a fall if you were to go down that hole. And you can't really tell how far because of the light. The lack of lighting at this angle.
Let's explore more, I suppose.
Where to?
Sneaky?
We're in the presence of one of Sidon's old temples. I'm sure somebody knows we're here. But let's be as sneaky as possible, I suppose. You want me to go ahead there, guys? Sneaky, I need you behind me.
And Kyra goes, "Are you going down the hole?"
No, I mean, like, just go around and see if there's another way down there. It seemed really deep.
Okay. And Kyra just seems sort of bummed out.
You come in. If you see a door, don't touch it, okay?
I had the same thought.
Good. Okay.
But
If there is a
that
woman...
implies that perhaps there might be a stairway somewhere.
That's true. Kiki, shall we?
I will walk with my axe up, just ready to swing at something.
All right. So where are you guys? What direction are you guys going in specifically?
I was hoping to go, like, I don't know, kind of down around in this area here. Like, so it's just kind of
Like behind the statue?
around, yeah, behind the statue.
Mm-hmm.
Because there really, I mean, looking at it, if we were in there, there really isn't any other way other than the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks like we can go deeper in there.
All right. So you guys walk, and as you walk behind the statue, you do see the
Oh, there we are.
As you walk behind the statue, oh, so what is happening? You do see, yeah, there's a pathway behind there that leads into the antechamber, leads into the back room. Not for the worshippers, but for the attendants. This area increasingly lush and overgrown, with grass and foliage, large trees, large roots, running through, two large roots running through, and you see that it goes into a large area, very as big as the worshipping hall itself. You see a massive pool, a bathing area. The water not adjusted in some time, filled gray and swirling green, with just moss and foulness. Roots going into the pool. You see doors on the other side. But yeah, this area is just still. It's
as
quiet.
Oh,
Go ahead.
as we exit the room, I want to put another gold at the foot of the Sidon.
Okay, you put a gold. You put a gold at the foot of Sidon. I want you to roll a religion check.
It's a 10.
Okay. If a roll is made against you while you're on this ground, once, you may force it to re-roll. Let me see 1 second. Yeah, you're in this room. You just hear, all you hear is the water dripping, and from the ceiling, and you just smell the moss and the moldy water. But it's anybody's action here.
I'm gonna make do to like walk around the pool, still sort of keeping an eye on the water, but also watching where I'm stepping with the intention to make my way to the doors.
Okay. Can you give me a second? Okay. Give me just a moment here. I hit the wrong button. It's always good when there's buttons. I accidentally turned on Final Fantasy XIV. That's how close my buttons are. Kiki, you are walking towards the doors. I'm gonna move your token just for everybody's reference, but you're walking closer to the doors over here. Would that be about fair to say? And as you are, before you notice it in time. For someone like you, it goes almost in slow motion, but as the root lifts up and swings and tries to bring itself to slam into Kiki. Kiki, it rolled low enough and your armor class is high enough. I'll let you decide how you don't get hit. Like if you block it or dodge out of the way or something like that. What would you prefer?
If he's swinging low, I'll just sort of notice it and hop over.
Right.
If he's swinging high, then I'll just duck.
It swings whoosh, and you jump over it, and it slams into the wall. You as like this dust flies and the rocks fall from the ceiling. This root seems to almost be considering you. I'll give you an action to respond. Depending on how this goes, we don't necessarily need to roll initiative at the moment, so I'm giving you one action before we go into that, if we're doing that.
I'm just gonna go ahead and step back. Whoops. Step back. I can't move me.
Okay. Okay. Step back and.
Yeah, I'm gonna just step back and see what it does. So maybe like one pillar over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why it's not letting you control because it says that you have control over it right now. But you step. What's up?
Oh, now it works.
If it's like what I think it is, it may be that she's able to pick herself up, but she's constrained by the shadow or by the light. Sort of like we were having in that first.
No, I'm
battle.
okay now. I don't know what it was. It just it wouldn't let me do it, but now it seems okay since he moved it.
So yeah, you step back and it just and it seems to be swaying and sort of sizing you up. On the other side where Kyra, Euphemia, Callista, and Craven are, this root comes up and seems to be moving and looking, almost moving in your direction. I want the three of you to make investigation checks. Kyra would almost, or not investigation, perception. Kyra would almost certainly pass most perception checks, but also she's not allowed to say anything.
Sorry, who's doing perception?
The three of them.
21.
The three of them. Okay.
You got, what is it, 21?
Yep.
All right, can you guys read off your stats?
I got a 21, same as Euphemia.
Okay, and Kyra got a natural 20 on top of it.
Uh-huh.
All of you look at it. I'm going to say the root for that's over the four of you is moving. It's not at an angle where it can actually whip at you right now, but it's like getting ready to. But the tendril seems to be moving, sizing up Kyra and Euphemian and Craeren. It's
Does
something.
it like non-animal people?
It's something that you would notice about the way that it's moving, who it's moving towards. It's almost completely it almost, just by its physicality, seems like it would be oblivious to Callista's presence. And Kyra just backs up and looks at Callista and goes, "Did you?" And she goes, "Okay."
Maybe it's because I'm a goat person?
Or perhaps it has some kind of particular affinity towards the races more endemic to this region.
Kyra doesn't say anything. She just thinks about it. Well,
Should I try to go across?
Kyra's not going to advise you.
Certainly.
Okay. I will try to kind of slide past Kiki and make my way around.
You
Actually,
move.
I'll go on the other side so that I'm not like.
Okay, you move across around the pool, around the bathing area, as the roots. When you pass them, the roots lean in more, as if protecting you from the others.
Can I reach out and like touch them?
I'm not going to stop you. You may, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to reach out and touch them.
Roll a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Or roll a nature check. Sorry, nature check. That makes a lot more sense.
Nature. Oh.
Actually, no, it would be
Got it.
persuasion. It would be persuasion. Yeah, let's do that.
Let
Are you
me
sure?
touch you.
Persuasion.
Are
Yeah.
you sure? Because it's different. It's
Persuasion.
very different.
Persuasion. Yeah.
That is a 19. Got a plus
19.
7.
So you touch the root, and it when you touch the root, it seems to lower a little bit to allow you to touch it. Like it sort of accommodates what you're doing, but it still keeps the tendrils bared towards the others.
Oh.
I suppose you can tell these things that we're okay.
I mean, I've never talked to plants before, but I can try. And I will like pat it as though it is a small animal,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say, it's okay. They're with me. They're not gonna hurt you.
You hear it groaning as it moves, and it sort of stills and rejoins the ground, digs into the ground, still twisted and moving in a direction where it seems to be pointing at the other four. The one near Kiki digs into the wall so as to be right next to her the entire way through, should she walk this path.
I'll put my axe away.
Kyra, how long have you been able to talk to plants?
I don't know. This is my first time.
And she just makes a note, like, okay.
Certainly
I
proved
guess I'll
quite
have to try later.
handy right now. Thank you.
And
go.
in
Thank
all
you.
fairness, we can't be certain that she can speak to plants so much as we do know that she can speak to this plant.
And that is the important thing right now. So let us go. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
And Kyra says, we'll try to get to the root of the issue later.
Ha ha ha! I
Could
see what you
you-
did there.
Could you just leave it alone, just for a moment?
Its bark is worse than its bite.
And
Anyways.
Kyra just seems so happy right now. Kyra is just swimming in love in this moment.
As I'm sure everybody else is not, including the chat. So
Yeah.
let's go.
I'm gonna take a couple steps forward and see how the roots react.
Yeah. Roll. You know what? The roots. You get the feeling that they're shifting in the wall. They're still moving.
They're still watching and keeping track of me. But as long as they're not hitting me, I'm okay. I will just make my way still towards those doors and just...
I'll be following. You come in, you're coming, let's go.
Yep.
Go. So we just cautiously, I guess, I'll try to not get hit by a tree thing.
Yeah, what was it? You guys get through, and there's the wooden doors on the other side. Are you going to open those right now, just to confirm?
I think I'll kind of wait till we all arrive in front of the doors, and then I'll just kind of look at the group with my hand on the handle and kind of waiting to see, do we do this? Do we go?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, then I will go ahead and open the door.
As you open the door, you see on the other side a large hallway with paintings that were ruined some time ago beyond recognition, whether they've been corroded over the hundreds of years or torn down. They are no longer discernible. And you see to your right, a stairs leading down far below. And, what was it? There are 4 statues by the stairs. 4 tall, hideous statues. Each one of them seems to be depicting creatures with 6 arms. But in each of them, the statues are missing different arms, a leg, heads. These statues have been brutally vandalized over the years. Depicting what seems to be a race of creature that you don't see a lot in Thylia, especially where you all live. 2 of the statues are holding out bronze bowls, and you see a number of coins within them. I want each of you to roll a history check. And be sure to say the number for everybody in the
23.
0 for Kiki.
4.
10.
Alright, so you said 23, Reed?
Yes.
Ah, perfect.
Thank God.
That's that book learning coming in.
Yeah.
Maybe I should look into that.
Books, you say?
Oh, very good, Kiki. Eat any good books lately?
What was it? You recognize the Geigans, which are tall, very tall. These tall statues are actually to scale, and they are 6 armed creatures with 1 eye each. Skilled athletes that can wield weapons in every hand at once, that are said to be a descendant from the gods. But you've seen you've seen less and less evidence that they are around in the past couple hundred years. They were servants of Sidon, intelligent, not brutish animals, but intelligent beings who largely were devout to Sidon very sincerely a long time ago. They would take their religion very seriously. And that is what you recall about them.
Would they be related then to Kentamane?
Kentamine, can you, my note, I've got a million notes, can you help me out with that real fast?
The 100-handed Titan? We saw the hands
Yeah,
outside
that's right.
in the way up to the
Sorry,
Metropolis.
I knew all that, but my brain just blanked for just a moment, so thank you for working with me on that. Let me see. Would they be related to Kentamine? Let me double check my notes here just to make sure I get, because you do deserve the right answer.
Being so smart.
Yeah, they would be long descendant from him.
If I look into the bowl with the coins, do they seem to be recent coins, or the vintage of
Roll
pirates?
roll investigation.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. When you look in there, they what was it? When you look in there, there's a large collection of them, different coins of different quality, and you see that it's been added to over the past, hard to say, but a very, very, very long time. Probably at least a century. You also, I'm gonna say, since you're doing investigation, you also see there are dust prints in the, there's a lot of dust on the ground, and you see footprints in the dust. Also hoof prints. Also splashes of some strange liquid that one would describe as not water.
Bad water, even?
Possibly bad water.
Oh,
Okay.
huh.
I'm going to leave a tithe of 2 silver,
Okay.
because I don't have any gold.
Alright.
Actually, I was gonna do the same thing because you said there was 2 of them that had
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just flip a coin in there. I'll flip a gold in there.
Okay. Do you want to say
Is there
anything?
any rhyme? Oh, sorry.
You go ahead. Well, go ahead.
Oh, is there any rhyme or reason to the way they've been vandalized? Does it look like
Roll
each of them
investigation.
is missing a limb?
Roll
or-
investigation.
I think you will also put a gold in each bowl.
6.
As far as you can tell, it's completely random. Do any of you want to say anything when you put in the gold?
I
ma-
say something to the effect of like, "I'm just here for answers."
I'm just gonna say we mean no disrespect in any way, shape, or form. We're just here for information and to help those that we heard required help.
And
In all fairness, we're also retrieving a stolen item.
Yes, that too. To bring it back to its rightful owner, or its rightful home.
Euphemia, did you want to say anything?
I was just going to say, given that I think I'm the first one to throw pitch in, I would just be like, might as well be respectful.
And you see, for the slightest of moments, the bowl lower for just a moment and then come back, almost as if acknowledging what was done.
All right. Onward down below then.
As you guys start to get down, Kyra, just because,
Just for thoroughness, I also did 1 gold at each.
yeah,
Just
as you head down, Kyra just goes, thank you. Feels, thank you. It's just nice to see, I'm speaking to myself, not her. It's just nice to see people, for her, that are still making a point to honor all of the gods and titans as it comes up. Like, that's just nice to her, for her to see. So, one second. You all,
I honor anything that can squash me like a bug.
Including
sol-
doors.
that is a solid worldview. So, would I be correct in saying that you all go downstairs?
Yes. Kiki
You-
goes first.
You go
I'll go first.
downstairs. down.
With my dark vision so I can see.
You go downstairs into the deep dark below, a staircase that takes quite some time. Far enough that you wouldn't hear another visitor pay homage in the form of a small ration and an acorn before attempting to join the rest of you. You thought it wasn't going to come up again.
I don't trust this squirrel. I don't trust.
Yeah, the squirrel.
Trust any of them.
Squirrel.
Okay, let me put it this way. Jen thinks it's the most adorable thing in the whole wide world. Cray would probably think so too, but he's too tough for that, so... No.
I'm going to stop for a second. Have you guys ever heard a squirrel make a cry out before?
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I mean, probably, but not.
A squirrel. One time when my wife and I came home, we live at the second story of a building. We came home, and a squirrel was clearly like on our door, almost attached to the doorknob, clinging to the doorknob. And when we tried to shoo it away, it started screaming. And this was the most surreal moment of our lives. It later eventually ran down and joined up with another squirrel and ran away. So we're pretty sure that it was looking for its family and thought that our house was involved. It was a very weird moment. But
It wasn't screaming. It was just, excuse me, have you seen my family?
yeah, it was bizarre. But
Hey, sir, I seem to have misplaced them.
yeah. You guys head downstairs. I say you would go almost 3 stories deep before you get to the next part.
And it's just one solid staircase, like it doesn't...
It's like sort of spirals and then
Okay.
turns and then spirals. It's like it's almost very little rhyme or reason to it as you're going downstairs.
Seems like a squirrel could have designed this.
It seems very disorienting in such a way that Reed would be completely correct in saying that once again, keen mind is beneficial, and I should have never dunked on it as a skill.
Quick question. I know this is weird, but can I keep like an eye out for like any body parts that we can return to the guy, to those statues, if we ever happen to get, I don't know, find it? Can I keep that in mind?
I love that request.
In the stone statue, can you even carry a big stone arm?
You know what? If I return even one, I don't care. At least it's one.
Okay.
If I
I'm
can
not
return,
carrying it for you.
if I can return one stone arm to one stone statue, a forgotten statue of a forgotten faith from an issue that happened 500 years ago, I will have considered my life well lived. Kara's like, what the fuck is your life?
That's pretty much Cray. He's
Yeah.
just like, as long as I do something, it's just better than nothing, you know?
For the,
You know what? The bad luck he probably gets, he'll probably go and get like the arm and get squished by it or something. That would just be Cray.
just for the sake of reference, if it gets dark enough that it becomes difficult to see, I will light up the gem of brightness.
Okay. It does get too dark for a moment before you light up the gem of brightness, which you do almost immediately, but somehow in some time before then, in the dark, an incredible amount of time passes between one footstep and the next, as Callie, you become aware when this began, you were in some sort of palace or manor with a lover who just wanted to know more about you, and you having not much to give them outside of your recent accomplishments. With Kyra asking more about you. Of your last name, of there being no last name. And your mind can't help but drift through these things, almost as if you're descending deeper into that truth. Was there a Callista long ago? And if there was, what an empty, lonely life that was for so long. It doesn't fit. All of the pieces are there, but they don't fit. You fit me in lights and lights the room, showing this strange labyrinth downward. And Kyra just going, oh, thank God. I think I was writing over other words. I forgot. I just got caught up in what I was doing. Thank you. She's making more notes, and you guys head descending downward. Is there anything else that you guys want to be doing?
Is there only like one way down? Like,
Yeah.
like we're not gonna get like lost just going
Yeah.
up and down stairs. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I guess just keep going. I guess try to be cautious. But go down.
It begins, Kraven, to smell more and more beautiful, earthy, like the forest, like home. Everyone can start to smell this, the trees, nature, and then as you come down to the bottom of the stairs, you see faint natural light down here, natural sunlight, and all of these roots into this dark, rocky, empty tunnel. Just empty except for all of these tree roots burrowed and possibly deep below.
Do we
but
see
you
them
do-
twitching like the ones
No.
upstairs?
No.
No.
The ones upstairs either, you don't see them twitch unless they want their presence known.
Did we notice it then, or is it just Cal? Because we noticed it go like Cal, and Cal kind of.
No, you don't see anything. There's nothing to see.
I mean, the first ones, they took off after Kiki long before Callista.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we see these guys? We don't see guys twitching like they did.
No, I said, yeah, you don't see anything like that, yeah.
Okay. All right.
What do you guys want to do?
So are we back on, like, solid ground here? Or
You
we
are
still
back
going
on solid
downstairs?
ground. You are back on solid ground. You're at the bottom of this floor. Let me see.
Is it quiet?
Yeah, it's completely still. You don't hear any bird sounds. You don't hear any animals here right now.
Do we smell any of that burning or anything that is it, or is it just that earthy?
No, you
Forest
just smell
smell.
this, yeah.
We don't hear, and it's all quiet. And it's just a big tunnel
Mm-hmm.
covered with tree roots. Okay,
Yes.
well, we'll go forward.
Should
I
we
would
announce
say.
our presence?
Yeah. That's a good idea. Should we announce our presence?
Kara just
I mean, for the moment, I think maybe it would be better to get a good idea as to what's happening down.
Okay, let's go cautiously.
You walk through this dirt tunnel. The only sound you hear, the crunching of your feet on when you step on rocks, just the sound against dirt, moving around the roots, until you start to see more and more light pour in, and you smell more and more floral, natural beauty. You smell a full garden, intoxicating and enchanting. You hear a stream of water. You notice there are fungi along the ground, some of them luminescent and more so. As you move, as the light comes in, you realize that this tunnel opens up and you see 4 stories below the earth this massive glade, just almost a forest down here. One question immediately prevalent and immediately answered when you see, as the Sidon statue up above was holding a mirror, different mirrors at different angles reflecting sunlight all throughout this place. In the middle of this place is a giant tree hewn so that only the massive trunk of the tree is still standing and the rest of it's gone. Its roots stretched far throughout this place. But it grows and it grows into the river. There's leaves and there's moss and small plants growing along the trunk of the tree, overgrowing it. A place of just impossible beauty. And to the northeast, you hear laughter and conversation, merriment happening. It is incredible. Euphemian, you should see, you should be able to see. I want you guys to answer out loud. Can you guys see what's happening on the screen?
Well, I can see like everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot! I just never noticed.
Okay, then I'm gonna move you back here for a second. Because that's not supposed to be what happens.
I
This
barely,
is-
like, yeah.
This is very odd. When you say everything, do you mean like there's nothing, like the full 3D map?
Yep.
Yeah, there's no shadow or, light
Mhm.
blocked off.
Blackened areas.
Okay.
It's all visible.
Alright, well that's this game being very unusual to me again. Oh, I see what they did. Okay. Is that better?
There we
Yeah.
go. Now
that
we see
looks
shadow.
That's better. Yeah.
Mhm. Alright,
So
you guys can
you
just
need
you
to
guys can just cut me off and tell me. I see you guys send me some of that privately, but that you guys can like interrupt me on that. But yeah, you guys see this. I'll give you guys a moment.
So that's a tree in the middle then?
Mm-hmm. Large tree, massive tree hewn with grass and plants growing over it.
So it's like a stump.
Yes.
How wide is it? About?
I mean, it's I'd say like, let me see.
15 feet across?
Looks
Mhm.
like it about. Okay.
About 10 feet in any direction. As you are looking at this place, you hear in the distance let me see how do I want to do this. You hear in the distance some laughing and people running. Merriment. Until the moment that you realize that not everyone is merry. And what you hear in the distance is someone running very fast. And someone else going, "Ha! Little one has no friends! Little one has no friends!" And you look and you see this young man, probably 17, 16, in his cloth robe, just running for his life. And you see 2 goatlings chasing after him, just mocking him as he runs. If you guys want anything you want to do real fast, you can. Otherwise, I'll just keep going because this is happening.
I'm gonna call out to them. Stop that! Leave him alone!
One of them looks at you. Stop that! Leave him alone! Oh, you're not even a real goatling, are you? Just looks at you. Just
You're not even a real satyr.
And it walks over and just, strange little thing. Oh, are you? Do you have any other satyr friends?
Yes.
It looks at you. Let me think for a second. It looks at you, and the other satyr chased down and knocks down that young man and just starts pulling on his hair, just pulling on his hair as he's like as he's face down in the ground, and you hear that young boy just sort of crying out.
Okay, this is.
As they attack him, I'm going to cast Ray of Frost against the one that's attacking the boy.
All right.
I start walking towards the boy.
All right. Roll your attack on the Ray of Frost. Or you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's a 25.
That's incredible. Roll for damage.
3.
Mm-hmm. What was it? So you roll. Let's see. You roll. You shoot the Ray of Frost at this boy. At this guy. You hit him, and he falls over, and he looks at you, and he goes, "It's Revenge of the Nerds!" And he jumps over and he runs over. They start to charge you. We are going to roll initiative immediately because these things are not. These things don't have a negotiation phase. So we're gonna roll for that. Let me see. Let me do this as we prepare. And I'm gonna. They all have a lot of different attacks.
I thought there were 2 of them.
When you, sorry, let me clarify. Sorry, I did something weird on there. I did this out of order. The audience doesn't understand her reaction. Her reaction is that I just started queuing up actions for like 6 of them before I mentioned that you see
There were 6 of them.
that you see several of them crawling out of the bushes. Yes, there were others that were watching gleefully from the distance, and I completely failed to introduce them when I was describing this. It is intended that they sort of show up after you've escalated things, but they do show up. And let me see. Okay, this is good. We have battle music. Kraerin, I'm gonna add your turn. Can you guys call off your initiative? Kraerin, what'd you get?
23.
Euphemian?
20.
Kiki?
7.
Kelly?
16.
Okay,
And just for, I know you're busy doing your thing there, but is the boy here? Like right where
oh
the
yeah,
goblin
yeah,
was
he
somewhere?
is. Yeah, he's right
Okay.
there.
Oh, we can also see their life bars.
Sure, why not? Can you see the numbers?
No.
No numbers.
Good enough. I have made my peace with it. Let me see. Kelly got 7. You know what? If you can see the bar but not the number, then we can just... Their
No,
games...
Callista got 16 for her initiative.
Okay.
Kiki was 7.
Okay. Let me see. Then what we can just do is I can just say that's... If you see their numbers, let's just assume that's a measure of,
How beat up they look.
how beat up they look. And I'm adding 6 little goatlings to this. Give me just a moment. So you
Your
have
dog is really adorable there, Cal. It just sounds like a hiccup. Every time,
Oh,
like,
I am not muted.
it just sounds like a little hiccup, like, or what, I don't know how to do it, but it's really cute.
That's nice. That's good.
Think concerning.
What was it? So the goatlings begin. Kyra takes her turn on initiative 20. But this one, the goatling that was looking that you hit, looks at Euphemian, and just goes, "Scrawny thing with foul breath! Scrawny thing with foul breath!" Just starts chanting at him. I need you to make it a wisdom saving throw.
It's an 18.
Yeah, you've heard a lot worse. You went to Greek public school. You've heard a lot worse. Craven, it's your action.
Okay, so I think I'd said that.
Dyley in public school. Sorry.
That's right. I thought I was saying I was going towards the guy like before
Mm-hmm.
he started initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to imagine I'm like pretty close already. Could I say I was like right here at the start of the turn?
Fine by me.
Okay.
You guys can move your
So-
characters a little bit if you like.
Okay. So at this point, I know that I saw the ray of frost go over my shoulder because I'm like, this is dumb, and I started walking. So I'd imagine I'll be like, oh, he didn't finish the job. Don't worry, I'll help. And I'll go right here and smack the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and
roll
I will
attack
smack it.
Roll and attack roll.
Attack on the thing because I can. So I'm using my quarterstaff, of course. So make sure I'm not. Okay. It's been a while. All right, so I'll hit it with an 8. God darn it.
Finish the job, huh?
Yeah, I know. You didn't hear that, Euphemian. I was just thinking it.
Yeah, you swing at it, and it's like, foul breath. Whoa! Oh, I gotta be careful, or someone that knows how to fight might come along.
And then I go around and smack him again using my unarmed strike.
All right, roll again.
Okay.
Thing is that Goatling doesn't know how right he is.
Roll an attack. Roll damage.
Damage is 6.
6. All right. Someone else might. He goes. Someone that knows how to fight might come along. That's the last thing it ever says. As it just flies and lands in the water and just sinks under the stream immediately.
Okay, and then I kind of stand over this guy, and I kind of like really quick. You need to go behind us. You need to leave.
He's disoriented but looks at you. One of the other goatlings, what was it? One of the other goatlings, goes, dibs on the hairless one, and runs up. Just runs straight for Krayarin. What was it? Runs straight for Krayarin. Let me see your armor class.
Hairless? Excuse me.
Bolts towards you, and you just swing your attacks. Keep it away from you, because it's trying to jump up and climb on you like it did on the other ones. Those of you that are new to the stream, these little things can climb on people and just completely grapple and pull at their hair and bite at their shoulders. They're just little bastards. But this one, you warded it away. Euphemian, it is your action.
That changed matters a little. Would I be able to get...
Oh, I'm sorry. At this point, Kyra begins to sing the Song of Heroism, which allows you all to reroll 1 die until her next action.
Okay. What's this? None. Okay. Fuck it. Magic missile. I'll fire off 3 missiles.
Mm-hmm.
2 at this. It works better if I'm in the right tool.
Mm-hmm.
2 at this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and 1 at this guy.
Roll for damage.
So I'll do the first 2 against the left one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3 and a 3.
Perfect. You hit that one and just hit him and just oh, lucky
And then
shot.
the
Falls
right
over.
The right one is a 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just hit that one, and that one the crystals hits it right in the head. Falls over. There's 3 of them left. Is there anything else you want to do for your action?
Just quite tired of these idiots.
And
I'm gonna move over just sort of to get less in direct line of sight, I guess.
okay. Double checking. And you hear off in the distance one of them go, "Oh, don't worry, I'm sure they're getting used to you." And he just swings and one of them swings a sling with a rock and flings the rock towards Krarin. Krarin knocking it out of the way with their quarterstaff. These goatlings are not particularly skilled fighters, and Krarin, despite all evidence, actually is.
Can I use my reaction to catch it?
You know what? Normally that's supposed to only be if you were hit, and then you could do something.
Oh,
but
right. It's okay then.
But you know what though? I kind of want to let you do it because it seems cool. Do you want to try? Do you want to use it?
Yeah, let's use it.
Okay, you can use.
Cool.
You can use a key. If they miss, you still have to use a key point. But do you want to use a key point?
Oh, I thought it was I use a key point if I want to return it. Like I can catch it.
Yeah, you can catch it. You can catch it. That's fine. If you wanted to like do something with it, that's a key point. Did you want to throw it back, or you just...
No, I want to grab it, look at him, and put it back in my pocket. Do this.
Is that a threat? What was it?
I do the whole entire like. I don't know if that's like tough.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Yes, I love it. Let's do that.
Callista, it's your action.
We're a bunch of clowns.
I can't. I just can't imagine what I've given you with the goatling so far. I can't imagine them not getting pulled into that juvenile shit. Callista, it's your action.
I'm just gonna like pinch the bridge of my nose for a second and just like, we're not here to fight. What's wrong with you? And then I'm just.
We can tell.
My head down. What?
You said we're not here to fight, and one said we can tell.
And I'm gonna pull my hand down, and whichever one just fucking yelled that shit, I'm gonna pull the dead on it.
Oh!
Is this one over here? Was that a Constitution saving throw?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Oh, these guys are the worst. Okay, roll damage. Roll damage on
and instead of like a church bell or whatever, I want it to sound just like a small hand bell. Like, just real, like almost a triangle. Like, very minor. Ooh! Wait. Damage.
Yeah, 1d8.
Just kidding.
I love because
I rolled to hit.
when I play like Strahd or Sidon or something, I have to be like really thoughtful about the ways that I'm doling out a sense of dread. And with these guys, it's like just be as much of a dick as you can, as often as you can. Don't ever not be a dick. So what'd you get?
That's 7 necrotic damage.
Okay, so you said you and it goes toast, falls over, just completely gone. Let's see. Let's see. This goatling. Let me see something for a second. Okay. This goatling, let me think. This goatling goes, quickly, before they're heroes! And runs over and jumps on the boy and slams his head into the water just as hard as he can again. What's that, Jane? You're saying something?
I assumed that I was like protecting him, right?
You you came over. This thing came over though. If you want to see, the thing is, there's not really rules for protecting in D&D, but the thing is,
true enough, yeah.
But it
really reached over me. I don't know.
Cover?
What's that? Cover?
Partial cover.
Okay, let me see. Let me double check. Cover.
As partial cover, Cray will be the most partialist cover there is because he's
That's
barely
fair.
5 feet.
I'm gonna have to look at a way to do that later because I like the idea of providing. But even though its roll was so high that even if you did that, but what was it?
Oh yeah, just a reminder for anyone who rolls off where I can't see it. Tell me if it's a crit, fail, or success, so that I can use my react.
Oh, this one. Okay, yeah. So this one, whenever slammed it, it runs over, jumps over Kraren's staff. You know, I've described they've used slings, right? jumps over, pulls out a rock. And you hear this boy say, just briefly in a moment, just, "Current!" And the goat just goes, "Ha ha," as there's this red going into the water. Kiki, it's your action.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and like just make my way to this one here on the far right, and just look him right dead in the eye, pulling my axe out. I'm in the mood for some lamb vindaloo. I'm gonna take a swing at him
You start
with
swinging.
my great axe.
He goes, "We have a lovely dinner in the feast hall. Roll for your attack roll."
This would be a 24.
Roll for damage.
That is 6 damage.
All right. It will never again go to the feast hall.
No.
To address the what just happened over by the water, I want to be above board. He rolled a 23 for his attack roll. The person that they were describing has a set number of hits, and he absolutely took the whole gauge out. That was all above board. Just to reassure you guys. Craven, it's your action.
Oh, that asshole's going to get it. I'm gonna go ahead and like smack him with my staff.
All right.
He did. If I don't fuck it up, but he did. If I don't fuck it up. All right. So I'm gonna go roll my attack.
18.
Attack is
Nice.
an 18. And then I will go and roll my damage, and it will be one-handed, so can't read.
5.
5 damage.
All right. Is there anything that you want to say as you finish this fight?
You'll never hurt anyone else again. And I want to stab it right through his throat.
Right through the throat. And you see it just struggling with everything it has.
And I just put it in more, because he's pissed. Cray is mad.
There is nothing witty or charming or quirky as the red flows across your quarterstaff, and this murderous thing falls to the floor next to its prey as you guys are standing in this beautiful glade. The tree next to you, the water running now with red in it. You hear the laughter to the northeast. You see the lights in the tunnel to the north. And this place is very beautiful. And you wonder who else here is suffering at this exact moment. And we're yes?
Oh, before too much time passes, when you said it took him out, do you mean
He's gone.
double?
No. If you
So,
want,
like, if I wanted to stabilize him, I could.
normally you can't stabilize NPCs, but I will allow you if you want to try and make if you want. What would you like to do to try?
I have a healer's kit,
Okay.
so I should be able to burn and use.
Okay. Normally any non-character player that hits 0 HP, but I will let you use the healer's kit.
I'd like to help, I'd imagine, because Cray's pissed, right? He's trying to go and save this kid,
I
so...
I shouldn't need help. It just says I don't have to make a check, so I can stabilize him so that
Oh,
he's
okay.
just unconscious.
So you start to stabilize this this child. You feel like you could do something. I want all of you to make perception checks.
Nope. That's a 6.
I got a 19.
11.
Mine, I think, is deciding whether to show up or not. There it is. It's a 6.
Krarin and Ellie got an 11. Krarin, there was a weird sound before he got stabbed with the rock. He was, he said Cora, and you realized that he was calling out for Corinna. You found them. They are down here. And we're going to go to break. I will see you guys in 15 minutes. I'll see you at 8:18.
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you. We're back. They were discussing food. You can continue to discuss food if you'd like to. That's all right.
I just love spices, so we're always looking for recipes to use new spices. The most recent, my new favorite one is piri piri. We've made 2 roast chickens with that, and that is freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And the chicken broth that you make with the leftover carcass, it has like a bit of spice with it. So now your soups have that. Oh, so good.
Peri peri sauce is the bomb. Anyway, food, guys. Lots of food. We like to eat around here.
So,
Oh, dead children.
which brings us to dead children.
Oh.
And on that seg, so thought about it during the stream, consulted the sages, which is to say I ran into my wife's room and said I need a ruling for a live stream immediately, and she gave me one.
The sages.
NPCs usually are not as stout, as enduring as heroes, but that isn't to say that they aren't capable of surprises and miracles. So what I've gone with is, if you try to save any NPC, after they've hit 0, they can make 1 death save with their Constitution modifier and everything to see if they're still there. 1 through 10, they're not. 11 through 20, they're hanging on. So let's start back with this roll, if I may. Kelly, I want you to make a medicine check.
With the love of Kyra behind you.
That's an 11,
Okay.
but I do also have my health. Should I still mark off a use?
Yes. Krarin, you were helping, you said? You can roll with advantage.
Am I using the hardest to read dice? 17.
Callista, you've cared for a lot of people. You've watched out for people. Krarin, you have helped dress a number of wounds in your day. Your own. You two have healed and tended to a number of wounds and brought people back from the brink of death. So when I tell you that this young man is not coming back, you know it wasn't your fault. He is motionless. The water is red. And in the distance there is revelry and laughter and joy. It is, as always, your action. Any of you.
I look at Cal as her his wife, and we realize, and we kind of look at each other, and I see, wait, no. I'd like to see if he has like a necklace thing I can put back.
You sound a little quiet. Can you?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's right up to my. It's because it's at my neck. Okay. So yeah, I was hoping that while we're looking at this body and knowing that there's no way to get this kid back, I'd like to kind of search the body to see if there's something I can return back to that girl.
I would like you to roll investigation.
20, but it's not natural.
You don't see anything on him, but what you see is the lack of things when you realize there's nothing special about this robe. There's nothing, he doesn't have any earring, necklace, coins. It seems like he doesn't have any personal effects on him by design.
Okay.
You guys, Callie and Craven especially looking around, where you are, I will describe now that you, what was it? You see on the stump, the large tree stump in the middle, a small clay pot closed with vines wrapped around it and tied, or like branches wrapped around it, almost tied to keep it closed. Harder to see from a distance, but you can see it here. There are lots of things happening down here, but everyone that knows you're down here is gone. So you can act as you will for the time being. Kyra, go on.
If I can, I'd sort of, lay the child back against the, in among the roots of the tree, and just sort of pose him in a respectful position.
Excellent. You lay him there. He seems peaceful, leaned against the tree, resting, almost possibly in this position. Looks like he might be lost in thought. Kyra just kneels down next to Euphemian and just says, I would have liked to have known his story.
So just to be clear, there's this sort of pathway up this ways, and the laughter and stuff is from up here.
Yes, the laughter's from the laughter's from the northeast. There are basically three directions you could conceivably go. There's laughter up in the northeast. To the northwest, you see in where the cavern sort of splits off in a way to the north into to the southwest. You see there's a lot more plants and foliage growing over there. And then to the north you see an actual carved hallway, like by intelligent craftsmanship, leading into some sort of stone building.
I don't know about you, tree. In the grass, I almost feel the temple that we're looking for. We just gotta find her. But if I see any more of those goatlings, they're gonna die before they even close. I want them
I
dead.
hate those stupid little things.
We're going to eradicate them. Do it. Cannot stand this. He could have had a second life, second choice.
Kyra puts her hand on Craven's shoulder and just says, Don't say eradicate. Please.
I just nod.
Well, if anyone is here making memory, it seems like that would be the best way to go. I worry that something other evil is happening down here.
I agree. After putting my hand on the boy's shoulder, I look at Kiki and say, let's go. Let's go north.
I think that's a good plan. I think that's the way to go. Hopefully we can avoid those other little fuckers.
Okay. So you guys are going up north into the hall?
I think so.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're going following the laughter.
Staircase. Oh! I thought laughter was northeast and we were going the staircase.
Yeah, so I was gonna go follow the river.
Yeah. I was
Oh.
gonna go to where the laughter was, because Euphemian was talking about where there's
Oh,
merriment.
crap.
Mm.
Alright, let's go towards these fuckers.
That are laughing, not over the staircase. Yeah.
You guys go to the northeast. One second. You guys go to the northeast. As you walk that way, you go up the river. You hear the laughing, and you hear joking and almost like this flirty tones in the conversation, and just joy and just a good party. If this weren't where you are, I'm sure that Euphemian and Callista in different ways would feel right at home in this kind of ambiance. But as you walk forward, you see this large cavernous area blanketed with luminescent pink and teal colored mushrooms, just these pink and blue lights glowing all of these different directions. The walls smooth carved rock, just this relaxing, gentle place, water flowing in quietly, just peace. And you see the sunlight's not as strong here, but you see 8 teenagers, 4 men, 4 women, that are just like feeding each other like foods and just laughing, and there's a couple just in the corner just kissing, and just very much enjoying each other's company. And you see these 2 goatlings that are going over and just handing out foods to these things, to these people, as they're just walking by. And the 2 goatlings look at you all, and then look at you 4, 5, and then look at each other. Is there anything you'd like to do? Before, in that moment, sorry, just in that moment of that blank, one of the guys leans over and goes, "Oh, are you new? Here, have one of the. What is it? Here, have one." And holds out this pink luminescent mushroom. Goes, "Oh, they're wonderful." And the 2 goatlings present the scene to you.
Trey is pissed as fuck, and I don't know what anybody else is gonna do, but he wants to smack the shit out of one.
Alright, well, Euphemian, you were gonna do something?
The mushroom, is that being offered by the goatling, or is it one of the teenagers?
The teenagers is offering it. Well, the teenagers is offering it. The teenager offered it, and the goatling's like, "What do you say? You're welcome here." Is kind of their body language.
And I smack one.
Do you? Is it to kill him? Is it to kill?
Yeah.
Roll an attack roll.
Trey is pissed as fuck. He's gonna go kill these motherfuckers.
Roll an attack roll. Kelly, if you have an action, you gotta just.
Halfway to taking the mushroom, and is just like, "Oh, I guess we're doing this."
Kelly, if you want an action, you gotta call out, because I'm looking like 20 different places. I couldn't tell if you were wanting to do something or stuff. Alright.
No. I was gonna try to take it, but if Cray's jumping in like that, I'm gonna pull my hand back.
Oh yeah, Cray's pissed.
Roll an attack roll.
He's not even thinking. He just wants to beat the shit out of things right now. Cray does not think very well when he's mad. Oh, great, 9. So I try to smack it, and I can't smack him.
Sorry, Takev just came to chat. She's wonderful, and so I said, "Hello, Takev. We just killed a person. We just killed a child. Welcome to the stream."
A goatling. It was a goatling.
No, I killed a child.
Killed the child. Oh, yeah, you did.
So
That's
you
awful.
swing.
I should be laughing. Sorry.
You swing at this thing, and it jumps back, and it goes, "Now, sir," and it goes, "Now, sir, that this is no place to show your inadequacies. If you wish to partake of the revelry."
Smack him again.
Okay. Roll an attack roll again.
Okay.
You're using the bonus to the unarmed strike, yeah.
Yeah. Why are my windows everywhere? So I smack him for an 11.
You smack him for 11, and he goes, I'm trying to welcome you. Listen, if you have your own insecurities you wish to project, we all are ourselves here, but you don't need to do it so violently.
Why do you kill children?
And the kids look at each other and they just laugh, and this girl goes, "They don't kill us, they serve us." And the goatling just does this flourish, and one of the kids goes, and one of the guys goes, "This is the best day we've ever had. This is the best week we've ever had." And they just sort of laugh, and one of the guys feeds one of the other guys one of the blue mushrooms.
I think that your friend who we just saw killed back there would have a very different story to tell.
Who?
I want to grab the goatling. Can I grab him and wait, I'm not that tall. I keep thinking I'm actually tall, but I'm not.
Do what you want to do.
Compared to them, you
You're
are.
3 feet tall.
Do what you want to do.
According to them.
Well, what I wanted to do, if I was actually tall,
Just what you want to do.
was
Say it, lay it out.
just to grab him by the goatling by the neck and just hold him up, if I could. I mean, but I've already attacked him, so I don't know if I could do.
No, that could be a grapple check.
Okay.
But you rolled. What did you roll for your attack roll?
Oh, which one for the?
For the what? Did you just make an attack roll right now?
No, I just did the quarterstaff and the unarmed strike.
Okay.
That's all. I don't think they both hit. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to make another attack to grab him in a second, you can. I'm going to stop time for a second. This is genuinely camera freeze. Euphemian, you are a person of much education. You know that plants have lots of different uses. You know that the plant.
Probably partaken.
You know that these plants can, to put it one way, inspire euphoria. You also know that prepared properly, and you might know how to prepare them, they can also be used to make a truth serum. This is something that completely strips away your defenses. Yeah. I'll give you a moment if you want to react to that real fast before I resume time.
I'd like to, can I see if I do know how to make that potion?
Yeah, you would probably, what was it? You would just need time. It would take you, an hour to make a single dose. Roll a nature check.
That's a 25.
Mm-hmm. If you were to completely strip this area bare, you would be able to make 12 doses of truth serum. It would need to be done extremely carefully. It takes an hour to prep. It also takes an hour to gather enough mushrooms carefully, both in terms of having enough of them and extracting them from the ground in such a way that they can still be used. So it would take
mental note for shopping after all this.
Yeah. So it would take you an hour just to grab one dose, but that's per person. So if you delegated, but anyway, we'll resume time. Craven, did you want to make a grapple check on one of the goatlings?
Oh, was that the dog or you?
Bless you.
Me.
It's a very different sound, Jen.
I know. I just had to. But yes, Ben, I would like to. That would be possible. I would like. Absolutely. So I'm sorry, I don't remember how to do.
Do you just roll an unarmed strike? I think. Or roll the unarmed strike. No, hold on, wait. Let me double check. I'm trying to fudge it, but I'm remembering I don't have it right. Roll an athletics or dexterity check, whichever you prefer.
Athletics or dex check?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Or-
you mean acrobatics?
Acrobatics, sorry.
Okay, yeah, so acrobatics. And I hit a 17.
Alright. So you... What was it? One of the Scoutling who's like welcoming you, but also getting these little jabs in as it's welcoming you, and you just reach over, grab it by the neck, and just hold it up a little bit, and it's just... "Oh, I'm sorry if you're not used to fine dining. I can do what I can to accommodate you."
I try to squeeze a little bit.
Are you trying to... What is your end game here? Are you trying to kill it, or are you trying to intimidate
No,
it?
I'm trying to intimidate the shit out of it because how dare he?
So
well,
I need to know. Are you trying to kill it? Like, I need to know for my rulings.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Cray will try to kill this thing because he is pissed as fuck.
All right. I guess make an attack roll then with advantage. I guess I'm flying by the seat of my pants here.
Okay.
Unarmed strike with advantage.
Unarmed strike with advantage. Okay. Does it give me my advantage? Nope. So I will do it again. Doesn't matter. I rolled 15 both times, so it doesn't even matter.
Okay. Roll for damage.
Okay. 6 damage.
Okay. So if that's enough, you want it dead.
I want to crush its throat.
It says, if you're not used to fine dining, they'll try to accommodate you. And then its eyes go wide, and you hear a crack. And then it just goes limp. And one of the other goatling over there just goes, I think my shift has ended. I think my shift, and it just runs. It just bolts to try and get the hell out of there, as you just let this other goatling fall to the floor.
Try to stop it
How so?
from escaping, like physically interpose.
Oh, you want to get in? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, it's bolting, so I'm going to have a contested dexterity check. Is that fair? Athletics check.
Athletics, okay. I am not good at athletics, but athletics is strength, not dexterity.
Oh, okay. Then acrobatics.
Okay. Okay, no, that's a 4.
Okay, well, they got a natural 20, so it just, jumps over Krayarin's quarterstaff, limbos under Euphemian's arm, and just weaves around. Just, I'm gone. I gotta get out of here. And you just,
Was that on the Goatlick's behalf? Was that a check or a saving throw?
the goatling that was on a check.
Okay.
You did. Are you gonna write an epic tale about the time that you guys failed to stop a goatling from getting away from you?
Yes, it's called comedy. That's the name of it.
That's amazing. Okay, so this goatling just.
I wanted to, but...
I wanted to know whether or not, because I have like a dart. I never threw a dart before my whole entire life, gaming of anything. So
You know
I just
what?
wanted to know if I could
Go
throw a
for
dart.
it. Go for it.
I just want to see if
Go
I
for
can
it.
do anything.
Stop!
Do I?
That's in
Regular
character.
attack roll. Regular attack roll.
Okay. Here we go. I just want to go in.
I can't stop her, Allie.
Neither
My-
can Callista.
My hands are tied.
Oh. No.
You throw it,
Okay.
and it just
Callista will remember this.
and it just it throws and it flies right next to it, and you hear this goatling walk off. Good luck with your aim, and it just runs away.
Kieran!
And you see the people, the kids in the back are like, dude, are you this angry all the time? And this lady just stands up, and she stands up and she has like this handful of like blue and pink mushrooms that she hands to you, and she goes, come on, she welcomes all of us, just get to know her, hang out. You have a lot of anger.
Oh, this is just the beginning, child.
Hey, and this guy stands up, and this guy stands up and he,
Marius.
what was it? And what did he say? Are you what?
Larius, I believe is what she said. Larius told me to go look at something.
And they look at each other.
That's how
All
I
of them
wrote
look
it
at each other. All of them look at each other, and they just sort of laugh. And this guy goes, no. No, we're not Laureus.
Why is that funny? I like jokes.
Well, because, I mean... And he just motions horns.
I'm sorry?
He just motions horns. No, not you! Laureus. He's a satyr too.
And that's funny because...
Because we're obviously not. We're obviously humans. So
And
why would we
Those
be
that are
Laureus?
different than you are funny? You think I'm funny?
And what is it? They go, no, it's just we're obviously not Laureus. And this lady goes, I don't think you're funny. I think you're cool. Look at you. You're powerful.
We need
You
to stop
should
talking
rest.
with these children. And we need to save them and get them out of here.
Save us from what?
I don't think they're gonna come with us. And it's not like we can talk to the goatlings.
I'm going to speak up
Mm-hmm.
and just say, well, perhaps you can help your friend then. We've found him playing with some of the goatlings out in the main hall. Perhaps you can bring him back in here.
And one of the guys goes, all right, I can help with that. Was it Sostrate? Did he run off again? He was playing with the goatlings.
I didn't catch his name.
Okay, I got it. And he walks in that direction.
He should be at rest just beside the tree.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to do in the meantime?
I'm
Where
going
can I
to
hide?
try to collect some mushrooms.
Okay.
Like, enough for a single dose.
Okay, that'll take you an hour.
Oh, right.
They'll come back.
Callie, what were you saying?
Where can I find Larius then?
One of them goes, one of the ladies goes, oh, he's usually on the other side. And she points down the cavern. You can't really see where, but there's only so many places. So when she says the other side, she probably means the opposite end of the cavern, where the trees and plants were growing a lot more lushly. She goes, these things out over there, a lot of people that are either initiated or don't want to be initiated hang out over there. So, I don't know.
So they're kept here against their will.
No, they're visiting. No one's here against their will. I could leave right now. Can I leave right? Oh, right, you killed him. I can leave right now though, if I wanted to.
I
You
don't
guys know
believe you.
Corinna?
One goes, oh, and this guy goes, oh, Corinna, she's really nice. Yeah. Oh, is she coming back?
Yeah, the goatlings were trying to eat her.
No, I don't think that's right. She would have said something.
Yeah, it is. No, she ran away.
Want you to roll
We found her.
persuasion? What are you feeling?
We found her on the way here.
All right, then
She's
roll.
safely on her way back.
Callista, roll with advantage then, because Euphemian's helping you.
Okay, that's a 19 total.
All right, they completely believe you, and one of them goes, "Oh, Karina ran away. Why? Was she scared?"
Yeah, the goatlings who wanted to eat her. They told me so.
Oh, man, she messed this up bad. And he leans back, and the guy that you were talking to, Euphemian, comes back. He's carrying so straight with his arms, almost sort of dragging him because he's not strong enough to like carry him. Is dragging his body, and goes, "Guys, you're not gonna believe this. So straight got himself in a fight with something over there. I think he got himself real hurt. I think he might be gone." And one of the ladies just like laughs and just goes, "Oh my god, that is embarrassing." I want all
What's
of you.
embarrassing? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I want all of you to
Them
make medicine
all.
checks, and I want Euphemian to make a medicine check with advantage.
Or for
14.
Kiki.
I rolled a 15.
Kraven, you've seen a lot of shady things done in the underworld of your crimes and the crimes you've been privy to. These kids are under the influence in such a way. This is a kind of intoxication not on Earth. There may not be a convincing them while they are under the influence, and it could take them a while to detox.
Well, in that case, well, okay, with Cray knowing that, he was gonna get mad, but then with Cray knowing that, he'd probably just look at the rest of his group and just shake his head and just be like, there's no convincing these guys. If they're safe here, maybe we can go and deal with other things.
I guess the good news is
someone sober to talk to.
And one of the women leans back and goes, I get that you're like trying to do something. I don't get what it is, but that you're really trying to do it. But we're having such a good time. And we're about to be initiated. Don't make us leave. And when she says don't make us leave, you notice two of the roots in the walls start to sort of move and grind as if they're aware of her request.
Well, shall we be off then?
I don't think these guys are strong enough to stop us or really pose much of a hindrance. I'd say let's just leave them and make our way the opposite direction.
So we need to stick around for an hour so you can collect his
Nah.
stuff.
We can
I'll-
come back.
I got a couple of, good hits at least.
Euphemian, if you want, I can spread things up a little bit so you have one dose if you want to right now.
Okay.
And we can, if you want to get more, you can come back.
I'd say, yeah, probably from what they were handing us, I'll just take it and
Yeah.
put it in my bag for him later, whatever.
Yeah. That's more interesting than otherwise. So, what was it? Man, this just went from like a magical adventure to, oh, I should have put trigger warnings at the beginning of this episode. But anyway, what do you
I'll
guys
add
want?
it to the YouTube.
Fair, thank you. What do you want to do next?
I want to stomp away in the direction that they pointed at for Larius.
One second. So are you going off? You're going off in the direction? Are you guys all going off in that direction?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. You guys head down there, and one of the guys goes, "All right, come back soon. You don't want to miss it." And then he just takes another one of the mushrooms, and then looks at the other at one of the other guys, and trying to impress that guy somehow, as if this is impressive, shoves a whole handful of mushrooms in his mouth, and the other one goes, "You are ridiculous."
Child, learn your limits. This is very important advice.
No.
Leave it, Euphemian. He'll learn. He'll learn.
You guys head down past where Sostris was, past this tree stump with a clay pot on it, down the river, the Red. You go down to the this den, and this small cavern, completely overgrown with living roots and vines. Not the strange, ominous roots you've seen before, but just all of the trees and these trees in here, these flowers, their vines growing in every direction. Flowers of every shape, scent, color, just truly, truly beautiful in here. And what was I going to say? And you look, and you see gardens. There's actually, Euphemia, and you'd recognize them, a number of other plants here that could possibly be used for other uses. We'd have to get into that in a minute if you like. But over here, you see two satyrs talking. One of them playing a pan flute, and the other one just smelling a rose, just almost nostalgically. And then you see a dryad, this beautiful woman of the forest, and they're all looking at each other. Clearly, they were in some sort of lull in conversation. And they turn and look at you. And as they look at you, the dryad opens her mouth to say something. And then the satyr with the rose, let me see. The satyr with the rose. He steps down. Oh, hello. You must be new visitors. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. Oh, welcome. Are you... Oh, I hope you're heroes. I hope you're here to help. Either way. And he sort of steps forward lightly and goes, you all seem quite wonderful. So, and he bows deeply. He looks at all of you. So handsome and beautiful and clearly powerful. But, of course. And he goes to Euphemia and holds up the rose. This is for you.
So, can I see it? Is it just...
It's just a rose. Just a regular,
Just a
especially beautiful rose.
Okay.
If you want it, I picked it myself. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad that my gifts are well received.
Examine it carefully.
All right. What was it? Roll a nature
He's
check.
in the back, trying to keep his anger, but he's like trying to because he knows all he does is just want to beat the shit out of everything. But he's like in the back, he sees the flower thing, and he's just like arms crossed in the back, pissed.
Someone give Cray a flower quick.
Or a squirrel.
What was it? Yeah. What was it? Let me see. So you look at it. What'd you roll? Can you read it to me real fast?
11.
11? Yeah, it genuinely is just an especially beautiful rose.
It's lovely. You were asking for heroes, however.
He goes, yes, we were looking for some. And he sort of starts walking lightly through the flowers while he's... you guys can't see. I'm with my feet, I'm like motioning, stepping lightly. And I just realized it doesn't show up. But he's like walking through... I'm using my full body for this character. And he
It
goes...
translates. I see it.
And he goes, yes, we are limited in how we can get involved. There are so many, he bends over, so many politics go in this kind of place. And he bends down and he finds this purple flower and he plucks it and goes, but we do hope for some people to come along that can help. People that have more freedom, dare I say? Possibly more vibrancy than we are allowed. Sir, I think you've had a bad day. And he offers the purple flower, this purple flower to Krayren.
And Cray kind of looks at it,
Mm-hmm.
goes, thank you, but I'm not a flower guy.
No one's a flower guy. People are either flower guys or not flower guys yet. There's no such thing as not a flower guy.
And he doesn't take it, and he's just cold. He's just like, fuck you. If you could have F you as like some sort of like body response, that is his body response.
Mm-hmm. He goes, oh, than yet. And welcome all of you. Oh, and he sort of sits back. He kicks back and sits on one of the tree roots, large tree roots, and says, "So, how can Lorius help you today? Oh, did you need some information? Maybe an ally in battle? Perhaps some sort of resources. We have lovely flowers here. I'm sure you're already intelligent enough to know that they have many uses. Or
How do you deal with for a child?
With what, sorry?
How do you deal with a burial for a child?
Oh,
Could you help with that?
what kind of child? Human, satyr, dryad? Sorry. What kind?
I look at Callista and I look at these guys and I'm like, I need to fucking walk away or I'm gonna beat the shit out of this guy. So I go and walk behind. I don't know. Who's behind me? Kyra. I'll go walk behind Kyra.
Kyra. And Kyra's just making notes. Oh, hello. And he goes, there are certain rules as to what we can do. And if the others found out that I was helping the all of you, they might get mad. So I can provide what assistance that I can, and some things that I can excuse or maybe get away with. Now, burying someone, that's... Would it mean a lot to you?
Who is he asking me?
Euphemia, yeah. He looks past Kyra and looks at you. Would it mean a lot to you?
What would mean a lot to me is to not have any more victims.
I agree. It is terrible what's happening over there. Demetria, she's very angry. I think she has been. I think she always will be at this point. You know, things happen, and you want to move on, and it can be hard. Love of all kinds. Romantic, familial, platonic love is everything. It's water. And when that's ripped from you, well, I pity her as much as I fear her. Don't you?
There's such thing as love, and I've said that as much.
And he talks over you. He doesn't even let you talk. He just talks over you and just immediately talks over your question, misses it completely, and goes, have you ever been in love?
I kind of glare at him and I say, there is no love. Don't put hearts around me, please don't. I know you're thinking it, Callie.
Oh, I already drew you in my notes. Hearts around.
Oh my
It's too
god.
late.
Okay.
That's
Frey does not know that.
disappointing. That's disappointing. I like to think that people come in here to do incredible things and to do lovely things. But if people come in here with anger, then really what's the point? What is someone fighting for? What are you all fighting for then exactly? You with the big axe. What are you, who are you here to hurt exactly? And you see rapidly, not the color leave his face, but you see if his emotions were pink, you just see them descend into gray so quickly. As Craven says there is no love, you see him just slip from absolute adoration of all of you to barely contained tolerance of all of you. And he does ask Kiki what she has the axe for.
This is for protection for myself and my friends. If someone dares to get in our way and raises a hand to us, I only fight when necessary. Not for sport.
Is that a threat? Are we being threatened right now?
Do you feel like you're being threatened? You asked a question. I answered truthfully.
Yes. I showed you...
Well, that's your problem. Because you haven't raised a weapon to me yet.
I showed you, and want to show you, love. And I'm not with Demetria. I'm not with whatever she's doing over there. Honestly, I think it'd be better if she stopped. I think it would be better if her mockery of love, her grim, grotesque parody, was put to an end. But we all fight for something. We all advocate for something. And I find myself to be, and he swoops down and picks up a green flower, a green rose, swoops it up, picks it up, and goes, I find myself to be a champion of the most important and holy thing of all. But if you come in here with your rage and your cruelty and your anger and your vengeance, and he lets the flower fall to the floor,
Friend,
then really, what are you fighting for at all?
friend, believe me. For I am as much an ardent advocate of love as possible.
You got that right, I say under my breath. Hopefully nobody heard that.
But what is happening here cannot continue.
Oh, I agree. I
fear that we've gotten off at a poor start.
Off on the wrong hoof.
But as the case may be,
She gets it.
You must understand that we are, above all else, concerned. You call yourself an advocate of love.
Yes.
We are here from a sense of duty and protection, especially for those children who live on the far side. Is that not love? Is that not what would...
Is it? Is it love, or is it your sworn duty? A guard who's paid to guard a gate doesn't love the gate. They have a job. So why are you protecting these children? Is it your duty? Is it your law? Is it your... What are you paid for? Why? Strange man. Tell me.
You're one to talk.
I know! I'm quite unusual myself. I understand that. And when I meet somebody, what I try to do is show them love and patience. Sometimes it's not received.
Well, perhaps later, friend, but as it stands right now, I do what I do for the hope that all people can be as happy as possible. That there is no suffering, that there is no hatred or strife or slavery or war or any of those things. And while all my friends have their own motivations, I believe that we are firmly on the course of doing this for the sake of what is good, what is right, to protect the people who cannot protect themselves. And if in that zeal we have offended, have come across my friend here, witnessed one of these children butchered in front of his eyes. So you must forgive.
And he kneels down on his furry little legs and leans to the flowers and inhales deeply the many scents of the flowers. What is your name?
I go by Euphemian.
Euphemian. Your statement, he stands up and stretches, your statements are saccharine, optimistic, and naive. And I love them. I think the world would be better if people were more naive, don't you? If they believed that it was possible for there to be more hope and more kindness. It may not be possible, but we have to believe it. I like you. And he walks over and positions himself in such a way. He reaches out his hand, but he positions himself in such a way that very theatrically his back is turned to Craren as he reaches out to hold Euphemian's hand.
And
I'll-
Cray doesn't
I
give a
was-
shit. He does not. He's not impressed with this dude.
Mhm. Do you take his hand?
Yes.
Okay. And he leans down and he kisses your hand. You are the type of person I like to see. It's a shame that you're surrounded by cynics. But the world needs fools that believe in this kind of thing, even when the evidence is against it.
I'm just gonna like quietly turn to Keegan and be like, I have never been called a cynic in my life.
Clearly he's on something. All the smells of all these flowers must have some long-term effect.
Roll a medicine check, Kiki.
This will be fun. Ah, natural one.
Natural one.
That's a natural one, Calista. That's a natural
It has to
one.
be a saving throw.
Oh,
Or an
okay.
attack roll.
You look around, there are so many different flowers and plants in here that he might be on all of them or none of them and you would not know.
Nope. He's
Fucker's
just
just rolling
bizarre.
Molly.
Takov just made my favorite comment. Apparently her computer crashed and said the sheer fuckboy lesbian energy of this guy crashed my computer. He gave a flower and then boom.
Ah.
Anyway, Lorius just goes, Euphemian, if you and your wonderful companions would join me, I would like to walk with you, talk with you, and maybe, I'm guessing, catch you up to speed. It's all been a lot.
I would appreciate any insight you might have on this matter.
Absolutely.
Can I use minor illusion to conjure an image of fully blank Corinna?
Corinna, yeah. Yeah, do that. What do you say? Do you say it, or do you just like say anything, or do you just put it out there?
I'm just gonna just conjure it kind of like right next to him.
All right. He looks at it. Did she make it out okay? Oh! And he comes in and he gives you this big hug and just kisses you on the forehead. And he looks at you and he goes, oh, I knew I liked you. I never know what to think of satyrs that are traveling with them. I never know. I always
You
want to...
called me a cynic.
Well, dear, you hadn't spoken yet. I had to assume that you were abiding what that one said. But I'm glad to know. I want them to be okay. I want them all to be okay, but like I said, the politics of it all. So, I might have broken a little rule? And he leans in and goes, and sort of whispers in Callie's ear, we're not supposed to help the traveling folk. And he leans back and looks at you meaningfully. And yeah, what he's driving at is, yeah, like you guys know, and the viewers might know, the native Thylian races and the races that migrated here are had a war like really long time ago. There's a lot of weight there, and there are a lot of magical races and Thylian races that would give him a ridiculous amount of shit, depending on how much help he's giving how many different people. And it's a lot more than that, but that's the simple version. That's what he's trying to touch on. Is that what he did? Maybe, and it's not immediately obvious, maybe the people he's traveling with right this second would find that deeply offensive. And so he just looks at you and goes, a little rule.
I like you.
I like you too. Do you really? Oh. And he gives you another hug.
Big day for hugs, and a big day for kids dying in my arms.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Why don't you tell my friend? He's smarter than.
Tell your friend?
I point to them in.
What would you like me to tell him? Exactly.
Just catch him up. I just wanted to make sure you were the right Laureus.
Oh, I haven't met another Laureus down here, but if I see him, I'll keep an eye out for him, and I won't trust him. I'll tell you. And he sort of leans in. He goes, just remember that I'm the one who always tells the truth, okay? And he gives you a wink. And he walks over.
That's ominous. I don't say that out loud. I'm just thinking it. Gotta find the one that lies.
If we were to ask the other one which door we should go through, what would he tell us?
What did he say?
And he goes, well, he would say all of the doors are safe.
Oh, I hate that answer. Oh, I hate that.
He walks along very lightly and merrily, walking towards the large tree. Do you guys all follow him?
Yes.
All right.
I'm following him.
You guys follow him, and he walks over, and along the way he picked up this yellow rose, and he walks over and very dramatically spins around and grabs the rose thoughtfully and leans himself against the tree, and he says, do you know
The Muffin Man?
how dryads exist within this world? You really should learn about the peoples of this place. Dryads, the nymphs, the various beings, they're beautiful, wonderful things, gorgeous, and a million have broken my heart, and it will be worth it 1,000,000 times more. And they, each of them, of the mountains, of the ocean, of the sky, of the woods, they find their home, the place most special to them. They find a thing there, a symbol of their devotion to that place, and they bind themselves to it, their soul interwoven with that thing. And while that thing is safe, they are safe. It's their promise. Love is every kind of love, and it need not be carnal or romantic. It can be an adoration, and he gestures all around. For nature. Dryads and nymphs can love nature like some of you love your partners. When you bind yourself to something, you're only as safe as that thing is. And he slumps against the stump of the tree and slides down. It was long ago, but do you know Ultros? I want all of you to roll a history check. Euphemian, you can roll it with advantage.
What?
Fucking hell. Kiki knows nothing today. Kiki has no brain
17.
today.
What'd you say?
Hey, I rolled a 1.
A
I
1?
rolled 17.
All right, Craren, what'd you get? You muted.
12, just like Kiki.
12. Okay, you both got 12. So Euphemia knows. Ultros is the name of the powerful ship that saw the Dragon Lords across the ocean, belonged to Esther Archelander, and was a part of many of his conquests and great actions that were taken not only during the war but after the war. Huge.
He says S.
Was it?
What does Kyra do?
No, I'm telling Euphemian right now. Euphemian recalls these things.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought he was. Okay. My bad.
Yeah. But he, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Ultros was this legendary ship that was lost a long time ago. What was it? But it was genuinely this legendary powerful thing. That's all I can tell you. Let me think for just a second.
So this is the Argo.
Basically, yeah. This is the what was it? Yeah, and he says, and he goes, the most powerful vessel, the ship of heroes, of what you all call heroes. I won't begrudge you that. And he puts his arms on the tree stump and spreads his arms out all the way. But the wood had to come from somewhere.
Oh.
And he says, now, Demetria, what's that?
I almost want to insight check that because I don't like that's almost so shocking. I don't know if to believe it or not.
Roll an insight check.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Wow. I rolled a
I wish I
19. I rolled a 19 insight.
This is a truth
Oh.
that grieves him to pull from his heart and say.
Oh. Okay.
And he said, "'Twas Demetria's sister."
That. Okay. Sorry, I didn't know anything.
And he goes, "'Twas Demetria's sister. Demetria never forgave them."
How many sisters do they have? Are they just the two?
Oh, countless.
Oh.
Sidon. So much. They're gods, they're titans. They believe in many kinds of love too. I don't always like what they do. I appreciate it sometimes. And he goes, and he just says, this place was for Sidon at one point. Demetria, horrified, broken-hearted, and grieved, did not turn to Sidon. She turned to Lutheria, made a pact 500 years ago, and this place belongs to her. And here is where Demetria, and it wounds my heart to say, and he just lets the flower fall, has become the opposite of whatever love can be. And you look back, and Kyra stopped writing about 3 minutes ago. She is just staring, her face is just white. And she kneels down, and you see that very silently tears are just streaming down her face. And she just says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And she just holds Laureus, and Laureus goes, "Oh, come here," and holds her. Clearly not really understanding who she is or why she's sorry. And just holds her for a second and goes, "The past is the past. It just needs to be a good today. That's what we're here for." And she pulls back, and she thinks for a moment and just says, and opens her mouth but is speechless, and just takes the quill from the air and just manually starts writing more of the story.
Gray kind of breaks his silence and says, if we can help Demetria, will you let these children go?
I don't have these children. I want them to be safe. I want them all to be safe. I would like Demetria to not be doing what she's doing. Her story breaks my heart. But that doesn't mean... You there, the angry one. When someone's story is sympathetic, that does not mean they are justified. I will mourn for Demetria every single day. But she needs to stop, and she needs to be stopped. Because those children aren't safe. And I am not able to do everything I want to do. Or my days might come to an end sooner than I'd like. And I think we'd all miss me. I don't know.
Why do you stay?
Oh, I don't stay. I came to discuss solutions. My friends and I came to discuss solutions. Demetria can't begrudge us being here. That's not allowed. But also, it's not allowed for us to take action. We came to see if we could talk to her, to see if we could possibly change her mind. But that doesn't seem to be happening. We were discussing options when 5 of the most beautiful people I've ever seen came along and offered their assistance.
What can you tell us?
He says, a few days, week, maybe a week. I can tell you that you need to be held, and you need to let yourself be held. And those are 2 very different things. And I hope that you find them.
Wait, who is he talking to?
You, Craven.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Yeah, I was getting a little confused. Sorry. So he's telling Cray that he needs to be held.
Yeah,
and
he's
to allow himself to be held?
Yes, you said, what can you tell us? And that was his response. If you're asking him for general advice, that's what his advice would be.
Oh, no, I was asking about Demetria, like what he knows about. I was going to ask about what would be expected up there. Like what we would be...
That's what you were asking.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to... Are you clarifying? Because you got to clarify for him. So are you clarifying that for him then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was like... No, I don't need help with that. I need help about what's going on. What are we expecting up there? Other than a very angry...
And he stands up.
Maybe he can hold you while he tells you.
He stands up. He stands up and sort of sits on the tree stump and crosses his legs. He sits on the tree stump and crosses his legs, and goes, "Are you here to hurt her or to talk to her?"
We're here to do what it takes.
I really hate the situations where that's a satisfying answer. But this is one of them. She wants to initiate people into her order. She wants to have more devotees. There's a ritual that needs to be done. And when the young ladies finish that ritual, they will be hers. They just need to participate in the feast. I've never understood why. He says to Callista.
What does she do with...
It's cruel. Are you going to make me speak of such unpleasant things? If anyone wants him to go further, this genuinely needs a persuasion check. The level of what you're getting the sense of, the answer here is so unpleasant that he doesn't want to say those words, and it will take a persuasion check to get them out of him.
Can I make an insight check to see if it sounds like he's alluding to what I think he's alluding to?
I have no idea what you think he's alluding to.
I think
Euphonian
he's alluding
should
to
be
the
like.
fact that the feast is the unpleasant.
I'm sorry, that the what?
The feast?
Oh. Okay. I
No.
I definitely need explicit layout if you're going for that. But you can roll insight if you want to. Kiki, you rolled a persuasion
Is
of 4.
he implying... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I tried. I figured I'd give it a try, but nope, 4. I'm not convincing anybody.
Yeah, you appeal to him, and he just says, and he just goes, "Well, you're going to find out one way or another whether it poisons my tongue. I don't think that any. I think I've brought down the mood enough, don't you think?" And Kelly, you can roll an insight check if you want.
I just want to know if he's implying that
You can roll an insight check.
they feed the men. Oh, hey, how about that? That's 9.
9. It is something terrible. You can have your suspicions. Let me put it this way. You can have your suspicions, but his face isn't confirming them. Someone's breathing into their mic really hard.
Oh, that was me because I was just trying to think of what I wanted to say. Persuasion, yeah?
If you want to try and get him to talk more, yeah.
I'll tell him I know whatever she's doing must be completely awful. But if it's to help, then please tell us. And then I'll try to do persuasion.
Okay.
That's good. Let me try. Nope, it's a 6.
And he goes, "I really appreciate you, but also, and this is important, I'm not supposed to help. I can tell you some things, and honestly tell you things that happened in the past, but telling you new things, preparing you for that place, letting you know how to... It can get me in trouble. And I don't want you to get me in trouble any more than I want to get you in trouble. I'm sorry. You understand." Will you, and I ask you this sincerely, will the 5 of you be their heroes that they need?
I would ask you one thing, if I may.
Yes.
Is there any way forward from here that does not end up with us slaughtering 500,000 people in the way of Demetria's mad plans? I don't think anybody wants that. But if we're going to be attacked, we are going to defend ourselves.
Well, I very much enjoy conversation with you. I think that you are delightful and insightful. And, oh, can we meet again, maybe?
Perhaps later.
Demetria is a planner. She doesn't do things on her own. So stop her plans, quickly. I would love this conversation to go on forever, but maybe if it went shorter, that would be helpful for you.
You have my word that we will do whatever we can to stop Demetria causing whatever harm she would have upon these children, girls.
I don't need your word. I see your heart, and that's good. So much better than a word. And he leans over and kisses you on the cheek. Good luck out there. And he goes, "Now," and he swoops down and picks up a pink rose. "You are truly incredible. But if I talk too long, the others will talk as well, and it's only interesting when I talk. So, I have to go.
I feel the same way so often.
I think we get each other. And he sort of turns, and he walks down, and then he says very loudly, "And those are the reasons I can't help you. Sorry I couldn't give you any information. I hope you'll forgive me for saying absolutely nothing about the tree." And he makes his way and rejoins the others.
Before he goes away, I'm gonna sneak up. I'm gonna give him a kiss.
Okay. You give him a kiss, and he just goes... he goes... Very well. And he just...
Thank you for all your help.
I don't think
I'll
you'll ever
say
need
a
to...
little extra loudly. Well, that was no fucking use to us. It was no fucking use to us.
Mm-hmm. I don't think... Euphemian, was it?
Yes.
I don't think you'll ever need to repay me for a thing again.
Oh.
And off he goes.
Now that he's said all of that,
Mhm.
does the base on top of the tree, does it look like an urn?
It was always a pot, but it definitely looks like an urn. It is absolutely an urn.
What you thinking?
I'm like wondering if we should.
What,
You got
take
cut
your
off. What was
sister
that?
Hostage?
I'm wondering, yeah, if we should take it and use it as a bargaining chip, but
Kyra just looks...
doesn't feel in character at all.
Oh, sorry. Are you saying that in character or out of character?
No, out of character.
Okay.
Sorry.
You think that
I
this
just-
is her special thing?
No, this is the
No,
sister.
I think it's her sister.
Oh, fuck. Oh, this is
See, I'm not
sick.
gonna touch it.
Oh, man.
See, this is what a good DM does, is he puts these little things in front of you so you can want to touch the damn button. Just take stuff. Oh, yeah.
Let's go ahead and not desecrate any graves. Worked well for us last time.
Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna whip my dick out. It's not gonna happen. I don't know why you guys are talking about this kind of thing. Let's just go.
Shall
You
we?
know what? Let's go to the north side.
Kyra grabs Callista's hand for a second. And lets go of Callista's hand.
Are you okay?
It's... spending 500 years apologizing and finding out you didn't apologize for everything.
That's what I'm. And I'm gonna actually hold on.
I'm sorry, you're getting cut out. What was that?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna say there's still time, and that's what I'm here for. And then I'm gonna grab her hand while we're walking and not let.
She holds your hand as you guys walk into the building. You guys see this torchlit corridor. It goes for about 100 paces. The walls are covered with ancient, colorful mosaics. They're depicting six-armed warriors, six-armed Gaigans that are warriors. They're farmers. They're priests. You're seeing this whole culture laid out and honored among this place. As you're walking through, I'll put you all, and I will, of course, put Kiki first. Let's put you all here. You guys walk down the hall. You do see a door to the left. What was it? You do see a door to the left. And you hear in it. You smell some beautiful incense coming out of it, and you hear some soft laughter and sort of the bleating of some goats. But it sounds pretty soft and harmonious in there. You can keep going or you can look into this. That's your option. That's what I'm asking you.
Do we want to go in that door? Keep going. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm being pushed from the back. We're going. Okay, never mind. I'm going.
Alright. You guys move along and you see another room. This one, you don't see any light coming out the side. You don't smell anything. It just seems quiet and silent over here. If you wanted to keep going, it is up to you. This is just like one long hallway with a bunch of doors. So basically, you guys can tell me when or if you want to stop at any point.
I'm worried that they're just out of character here, but I'm worried that, we'll get in and then everything will, like, fall in behind us. If I press my ear against the door, do I hear anything within?
You roll a perception check.
Natural 1.
Amazing.
Oh, is that a check? Is that a... Oh, no,
No, it's still not a save or an attack.
sorry. I keep remembering. I'm trying.
You hear on the other side, it is just stone quiet on the other side.
Yes, this door sounds like door.
Yeah.
At least it didn't hit you.
That's true.
Yeah. Your call what you'd like to do beyond that.
Let's keep plowed through. Forward, not ahead.
Well, I know that the satyr was saying something about trying to, like, that she's a planner and that we should try our best to get there. So I think in Cray's mind, he's just like, let's just go. We'll figure it out as it happens.
You guys walk down. You walk over to this room, and you smell meat and seasonings and delicious food being prepared, and you hear the chopping of knives and this happy little bleating coming from some goatlings on the other side of the room.
No.
Well, this sounds like a feast.
And down the hall,
Does it smell like burning at all?
it's not at the moment.
I'm making a salty.
What was it?
I'm making a salty comment reference to
I
what
see.
she said about her friend.
I see. Down the hall further, you hear laughter and you hear just conversation that's muffled through the door. But it does sound like pleasant conversation on the other side.
So, like, in front of this door here, or the one on the side here?
Down the hall further.
Oh, okay. And we don't hear anything here?
You just hear the chopping and the cooking and things like that.
Oh, there. I thought it was back. Never mind. I'm getting confuzzled. Sorry, guys.
This feast is so critical to everything. Dealing with food. I hate to say it, but I worry that perhaps there's maybe someone in there.
That's gonna be sacrificed? You think? Is that what you're thinking?
There aren't too many other things that I can think of as part of a feast that would leave someone too squeamish to talk about. Perhaps.
We're gonna crash us a dinner party?
Well, we've already dealt successfully with a few of these goatlings. Perhaps we can be at the ready and simply open
Say
the doors
hello.
and ensure that there's no one to serve the main course.
So this was in the door, through the door ahead of us?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Then
What was it?
Do-
Let me double check something.
The feast is actually over here. No.
I mean, they're probably eating in this. down the hall.
Yeah, it does sound. Yeah.
But
that
I'm
would-
with you, Femi.
Yeah, me too. Stop the feast before it even gets to the table, so to speak.
All the
Okay, let me-
reinforcements.
Okay, let me see 1 second. So what do you guys? I'm not looking at the screen right now, but can you guys tell me what door are you going into? Like, what are you going for there? Are you going into the place where you hear the food being cut and chopped, or are you going into the place down the hall where you hear the conversation happening?
I think the food, the kitchen
Okay.
area
Okay.
we're hearing.
Okay, give me 1 moment then. That's very unusual what's happening on my side. It's not your problem at all, though. You open that door. You open that door, and when you do see two goatlings that are just, in fact, preparing, chopping up food. They turn and they look at you, and one of them goes,
Can I say that I snuck open the door?
"Oh,
slowly?
roll a stealth check." Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, well, this is slowly opening the door. My stealth check for myself, because I'm clanky, I have disadvantage. So do I still do this because I have
No, just roll regular stealth check. Yeah.
regular? Okay, thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, it's a fucking 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
+4 to stealth.
So you open it. So you just open the door. The door is like against the floor, and just like just as you open it, grinding more. And they turn and they look over there. They go, "Oh, well, that one's not very smart. Can't hide at all." No, and just one of them looks and chops, is chopping, and goes, just continues chopping the food. Huh. Okay. Welcome. You certainly look hungry, but we shouldn't assume. So, and he reaches over. What's up?
Can we see what they're chopping up? Like what the food
Yeah, and
is?
he reaches over, and he goes, "We got to be nice to our guests." And he holds up. "Can I give you a hand?" And it clearly is just the limp, severed hand of a human. And he looks and goes, and just laughs.
Can I? Are we inside this thing already?
You can be if you want to be.
Because if we are, I'd like to almost be there and be like, the door,
What-
and then leave these two with the
I'm
party.
sorry.
You know
You
what I'm
got
saying?
you got cut off. You want to close the door?
Well, I wanted to get it because I thought the whole party was in there. Because then we opened the door.
No,
Those
the
are
door's
the
just
behind
open.
us.
I'm standing there.
No, that's what I mean. I thought we were gonna go inside and we can close the door and it'll just be them and us. And
So you want everybody to go in the room and close the door is what you're gunning for?
that's what I was hoping, but it all depends on what the group wants to do.
Is that what the group wants to do?
Sure.
Might as well.
We'll
Alright.
do that thing
That's
where,
what
you know,
everyone
you
else is
sneak
doing.
into a
I'll,
room.
I'm sorry.
What was
What
that, Euphemian?
We'll do that thing where, you know, the guy is sneaking around and he sees a guard go into a room, and then the door closes behind the secret agent, and then he comes back out and he's wearing the guard's clothing.
Yeah.
Yes, kind of like that. Yeah, exactly. That was what was in my head. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
You guys are weird.
I'm gonna say you guys
You
go.
love it. Whatever, Kiki.
You guys go open the door, walk in. He offers you a hand. You close the door. I won't make you roll the rolls for that. In a moment, would it be show of hands? Is everybody okay with saying about 30 seconds later there are two dead goatlings?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Before
Okay.
it happens, can I just, for flavor, say that I cast Vicious Mockery to start off and say, "You're not as funny as you think you are."
The door closes, and nobody sees what goes on inside. Nobody sees what goes on inside. But anybody that would be passing by would hear bludgeoning and chopping and fighting, and someone go, "You're not as funny as you think you are," and someone going, "Actually, I'm fucking hilarious," and just like, and then you're standing in this room with 2 dead goatlings, and who knows how many dead targets.
So we're gonna just destroy this food, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah, I don't see any reason why we'd keep it.
no. And I feel that this is where the burning is.
Mm-hmm.
Shall
We don't see anything that's like a roast or, you know.
Not here. No.
Do we see any like personal effects? Like,
Definitely not.
Okay, because I just wanted to know what if. I mean, there has to be something. Like, where is this being kept?
Yep, that is a good question.
Oh, and did I see any like Geigen arms and stuff I can turn back to the surface?
There's a door there. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Do we want to check that door?
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
let's
take a
listen first.
Yeah.
What was it?
Okay. Well, I haven't had a lot of luck with listening at doors.
I could
Somebody
try.
else want to try?
I could try. You want me to put my ear up to the door? I could try.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, you listen to that door. Let me pull up my notes. That you hear nothing over there. You hear more chatter happening down the hall, friendly conversation and down the hall where I told you before. So you get the impression that this leads to that room, but you can't really peg much more.
Go in and
Alright.
offer entertainment. But I don't know if that would help.
Well, we gotta find her somehow.
Well,
Shall we?
shall we just open this door and see what's there?
Kiki, after you.
You just opening the door? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
I did do that with my foot, but can't really see it on camera.
Okay, so you kick the door open. And
I'm disappointed. There's nobody there. It's a hallway.
you see no one on the other side. Tammy's mom is like, "Yeah, who are you guys looking for?" So you kick open the
I hear
door.
voices.
You kick open the door. You don't see anybody. The voices down the hall stop when this happens, and they start talking again. And you hear this boom, boom, as this something is walking in your direction. Just and this door opens down the hall where you can't see.
Is it still sounding like it's walking towards us?
Yes, down this hall in your direction.
Sorry, that was from the south doorway or from the...
From down the hallway that you just opened.
Okay.
I'm going to, once I detect, let's say that the footsteps are coming our way and they seem to have reacted to the bang, I'm gonna say, "Oh, you're so stupid! Why did you want that?"
Roll
To try to imitate
roll a
Nico, please.
performance check. Roll a performance check.
Oh man, I got +0 to this. That is a 2.
And this thing, and you see one hand put its hand around the corner, and then another, and then another, and you see
Well,
this
great, you're about
large.
to find those 6 arms.
You see this giant 9-foot tall person with a single eye looks down the hall and just says, "Would you care to join us?"
Can I push to the front?
Can you what? I'm sorry?
Can I push to the front?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to ask me, just do it, yeah.
Oh, okay. I would like to push past everyone if you'll let me, group. And I'll just say, like, yeah, that was the idea. I found some guests. I'm here with the satyrs, remember?
You don't have to lie. You're welcome to be here.
All of us?
And he leans back and stands in the hall, and all 6 of his arms gesture in that direction.
You have a beautiful eye.
Roll persuasion.
Oh, 11.
He looks and just says, he looks at you and blinks once and says, "You're misreading the situation." And waits for you to walk past.
Okay.
Are you guys walking past?
Unless someone stops me, I'm gonna go.
I guess we're gonna have to.
I guess.
We're invited to a
gonna happen.
party. Don't grab my butt as I walk by.
You're gonna grab your own butt? You're gonna grab his butt.
No, I said nobody grab my butt when I go by. Jesus, Jen.
Oh. Pray. No, I'm kidding.
Pray,
You
Jen.
6 hands.
okay, guys, you walk down the
One
hall.
for everybody.
Guys, you walk down the hall, and you see this large table with all the delicious foods in the world. All of these fruits, all of these desserts, wines, and drinks. And you see a number of young women drinking wine and sampling things and just trying all these things. In the middle of the table, there's one large platter of different meats and ribs prepared, and in the middle of that, just stacked and obvious, and no one's touched it yet. And then on the other side of that, you see one giant silver dragon horn with many different kinds of snacks and sweets within it. And let me see for 1 second. Across the table, you see. No, let me back up. The dragon horn is curved, and you see there's not snacks and sweets. You see wine filled it to like be poured and drunk, and you see across the table the most beautiful, stunning vision of a dryad. This lady with floral, almost spring itself as her hair, leaves and flowers draped around her. Vision of loveliness, who just looks at you, smiles and says, "Hello. I believe my sister invited you. I wouldn't be the one to cancel her invitation. Have a seat. Please." You see the 4 women eating, and one of them says, "Can we..." One of the women goes, "Can we start eating now?" And she goes, "Almost." And she looks at all of you. The feast is about to begin. I believe that can be where we stop for tonight, unless you guys want to go a little bit further, because we did get a late start. So if you wanted to go for about 15 minutes, we can. But it's up to you guys' schedule. I don't want to presume. I need verbal answers.
This seems like a pretty logical place to stop.
I agree, yeah.
Okay. The silver horn in the middle of the table, the Demetria welcoming you, the Geigen bodyguard. This is where the next great labor takes place. Thank you all. Thank you all very much for playing. And if
Thank you for watching, guys.
If you're watching, feel free to say hello. This was our first attempt to multi-stream, so we really don't know how it's going. So if you're watching from Facebook, feel free to say even just hello or something, because that'll help us check that out. If you guys have any thoughts or questions, let us know. If you have any more feedback, let us know. Be sure to follow on all that. Tammy just wants to get out of here, so we'll probably respect that.
No! I don't know what happened. I lost where my camera was, and now apparently nobody can see me.
Oh, man. I wish when we do that, we could just see like a picture of Tammy's mom, maybe, or like an avatar of Tammy's mom.
We need an avatar of Tammy.
My stream. It's my thing.
No, we like Tammy's mom here, so.
Yeah, I honor the true heroes of the story. Thank you all. This was. Okay, we're going to post-game chat for a second. You know the difference between like knowing something abstractly and like confronting that thing realistically? You know what I mean? Like you can know something's horrible, but then seeing it is different kind of horrible. When I read this section, I was like, oh, okay, got it. And I read all this stuff. And I'm not going to say it all because you haven't seen it yet. But I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And then I started describing it to you guys, and I'm like, this is fucked. This is so deeply fucked.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So, thank you guys for going along with that. Cray, I don't begrudge you any of your reactions at all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And playing it from my character's point of view, I was like, no, he's mad right now.
Yeah.
So, the first thing he'd do is just want to just kill it. Which is really odd. No, but it's not odd. Cray wants to kill things.
And that's valid.
Road violence has been very fun. It's just been a great bonding experience.
Give some of that good old-fashioned ultra-violence.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, that's all
wonderful.
Cray's about right now.
That's wonderful. Okay, well, thank you all. We'll be back next week.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
I can't think of a good
Just giving
song.
us love. We love you guys.
Lorius loves you all too.
Love is
Yeah, it
love,
does.
man.
Last thing I want to say. Regardless of where Lorius is going in the story, I love that this guy, by a vast margin, is the most loving, affectionate character you guys have met in the entire campaign, even including Kyra. And everyone's like, oh no. No. Where are the bodies buried? He offered me a flower. What is his list of sins? Like, I don't know.
I had this like running monologue in the back of my head that was like, is this what Callista sounds like to everyone? Has she just been
Perfect. All right.
This is it's like looking at yourself in the mirror, right?
All right. I will see you all later. You all have a wonderful evening.